Hey, good afternoon. Welcome to the Tom Taylor Sports Show on this Monday. It's race week, folks. It's Bristol, baby. It's April, baby, and here we go. We'll have an abbreviated show this week. We'll be with you Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Then we'll be jumping up to the track and ready to go for Bristol Live on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. 39 hours will be on the air, bring you lots and lots, obviously, of information about the last great Coliseum, Bristol Motor Speedway. Race has been changed. The name, of course, Food City 500 in support of Steve Burns and Stand Up to Cancer. That's the name of the race coming up on Sunday. We'll talk to Drew Bedard coming up here in just a few minutes about everything going on this week at Bristol. Lots and lots and lots of things happening in and around the track. So twice a year we get to really showcase what's happening at the world's fastest half mile. We dedicate this show, of course, as always, to the man who hung up on the cross, and it goes like this. Isaiah 41:10, the verse of the day. Do not fear, for I am with you. Period. End of story. Don't be afraid, I am with you. Do not be dismayed, for I'm your God. What does dismayed mean?
Disgruntled.
Afraid.
Downtrodden.
Don't be. Yeah, that's good.
Depressed.
There you go. Don't be down. Don't be depressed. I am your God. I will strengthen you and help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Woo! Do not be scared. Do not be afraid. Do not fear, for I am with you. There you go. We dedicate this show to him. And again, as Phil Robertson says about Duck Dynasty, if God's behind it, it'll go all the way to the top. And that is our, there you go. That's our topic. If it goes all the way to the top, it'll be because the Lord, and it is growing. We thank you for that. Good afternoon, Horace. How are you?
Doing good.
Good. I like it. Doing good. Have a good weekend, I trust.
Had a good weekend.
Thank you. We did as well. We're going to be hearing from Jimmy Johnson and also Dale Earnhardt Jr. coming up throughout the show today. Also, Drew Bedard is going to join us coming up here in about 10 or 15 minutes from the Speedway. Dave Ongie, a NASCAR beat writer for the Kingsport Times-News, obviously reviewing Texas and previewing the big one coming up in our neck of the woods this Saturday and Sunday, a doubleheader worth of racing, again on Saturday and Sunday. We'll also pull our final ticket winners for this ticket giveaway. We'll do that. And coming up throughout the course of the show, David Crum joins us from the TWRA, Rob Cole from Bays Mountain Park, and Bob from Book Lovers Warehouse in Johnson City, all scheduled to be with us today. Our show brought to you by Bristol Motor Speedway, American Import and Auto Repair, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, Book Lovers Warehouse, Larry Kaiser, Nationwide Insurance, Cherokee Barbershop, Max Medicine Mart, Bays Mountain Park, Wells Fargo Financial Networks, and Bracken Asphalt Maintenance. By the way, Wells Fargo, our buddy Greg, kind of bittersweet. He married off his oldest girl over the weekend. Yep.
Daddy had to let go of one.
Daddy had to get his heart broke. And, of course, Jessica married a great guy, JR, but Daddy probably got his heart broke. That happens, when you marry him off. You haven't been to that point yet, but trust me, it'll kill you. Of course, you've got a son.
I don't know. I'm ready to get rid of him. Let's get him on down the road.
Well, on second thought, Horace says, move him on down the trail. Get him off my feed bill. I got you. But he, again, I'm sure he appreciates that. Mrs. V does too, I'm sure. But she can't hear right now, can she?
No, she can't hear.
No, she can't hear that. You'd probably get called on the carpet. But anyway, Greg got his daughter married off this weekend, and or didn't get his daughter married off. She got married off, and again, hopefully it's happily ever after for she and JR, who've dated for a long, long time. Let's see, where do we start? Gosh, I guess we start in Augusta. What a performance!
Oh man, that was
what
awesome. What an awesome weekend, for golf.
Yeah, here now. You got your crybaby out over there in just a second because you got one of them crying. Jordan Spieth tapped his final putt to cap off a record performance. Master for the ages. Not since Tiger Woods did it back in 1997 as a 21-year-old faced so little stress while making a mockery of par in a major tournament. Not since Raymond Floyd did it back in 1976 as anyone withstood the pressure of leading all 4 rounds at Augusta. And only one other master champion, Craig Wood, back in 1941, has never let anyone closer to him than 3 shots the entire way. Jordan Spieth owned the Masters.
He did. He tied Tiger Woods' record score back in '97, and for the first time, I think they said in Masters history, he set a record by going 19 under in the final round at the 15th hole. He went to 19 under.
Wow. What did he make?
He ended at 18 under.
What did he make in a paycheck? $1.8 million for his 4 days worth of work.
Caddy didn't do too bad either.
No, well, we're talking about that in a moment. Phil Mickelson, runner-up, and he and Jay Rose, and what's Jay's first name? This is Jay Rose. Phil Mickelson and Jay Rose.
Jonathan Rose, I think.
I'll double-check here. They both made $880,000 for their 4 days at the Justin Rose, 4 days in the office, so not bad. Again, Spieth, Mickelson, Rose, McIlroy. Where's my guy? Sergio Garcia, 16th.
Yeah.
So he was one. In fact, he was tied with Tiger. So Sergio Garcia, my guy that I had odds on to win, shows you what I know. Tiger went 17. They had a problem. Didn't he say a little problem?
Yeah, on that final round. He evidently swung his club wrong. Who knows? But
you got your crybaby thing over there?
Oh, yeah. Here we go.
All right.
There we go. Yeah. That's Tiger. Had to come up with an excuse for his poor performance on Sunday.
And what was his reason? He hurt his arm or hurt his wrist or something?
He popped a bone out or something. He said he popped it back in.
That happened on Sunday.
That happened on Sunday. He went one over for Sunday.
But how do you explain Thursday, Friday, and Saturday?
Well, he actually did pretty good Friday and Saturday.
Okay.
He was in the top 10 there and had a chance to try to make up some ground and have a decent top 10 finish, but had a bad day Sunday.
Should I put him on the list over here? Is he one of yours? I don't like list.
I didn't say I didn't like him. I just think he's over the hill.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll leave him off the I don't like list because we're hanging at 20 right now.
Hey, how do you hurt yourself in golf? I mean, we're talking about a sport where you just swing the club.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, if you have a back injury, I got to understand that, and it makes it take some time to get over it. But come on.
Yeah. Well, I got hurt playing putt-putt. Does that count? I stepped in on that. What's the little thing goes down the sides? I stepped and rolled my ankle. Does that count?
That doesn't count.
Doesn't count? Okay.
I bet you don't see Tiger play another major tournament here for several months.
You don't think?
No.
Think he was embarrassed?
I don't think he's embarrassed. I think he's going to just play it up.
Oh. Play up his injury, man?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay. So he finished 16th or 7th. I guess it was 16th.
He said he popped a bone out and popped it back in.
Oh, he popped it back. Oh, I didn't hear that part.
Yeah.
Oh, so he's out in the middle of the golf course applying pressure and popping bones back in. Okay.
Hang on a second.
That's a whole different animal there.
I'm not sure if I got that story. Let me see if I've got it here.
That's good. I like it.
No, I don't. I don't have that story. But, yeah.
We do have another story coming up by Danica Patrick. We got a story about her coming up here in a little while. Also, as we said, you're going to hear from Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Jimmy Johnson about racing down in Texas. Now, Harvick, I don't know if you saw this. Harvick, he and Logano got into it a little bit.
Did they?
Yep. And so 20 laps left. Harvick tapped the rear of Joey Logano's car to push past the defending race winner.
I remember that.
Remember
I watched
that?
it. Yep.
Okay. Harvick says, and I quote, you knock him out of the way. That's the chance you take when you block. All right. Harvick, whose runner-up finished late Saturday night, marked the 9th time in 10 races he's been in the top 2. Quote, Logano says, it's the end of the race. I blocked him. He got into me. I get it. Said Logano, who kept his car off the wall before slipping several spots before recovering to finish 4th. Early in the race, not acceptable. End of the race, we're racing for the win. I do the same thing. He said, okay, the tap's all right. I don't have a problem
with it. It's called bump and run. It's been going on for decades.
Yep. So when Harvick, that's right. You like Harvick. Yeah, okay. So Harvick says, you knock him out of the way. That's a chance you take when you're blocking. Logano says, yep, I was blocking. Front of the race, nope, I wouldn't have put up with it. End of the race, racing for the win, it's okay. It's just racing. So I like Logano's approach to it. So
because he done the same thing.
Yeah. So Jimmy Johnson dominates the race. We're going to hear from him.
Harvick actually dominated. Jimmy Johnson dominated the last 10 laps.
Yeah, he won the race, I should say, yeah. JJ, we'll hear from him coming up here in just a minute or two. Let's set the points as we come into Bristol. Kevin Harvick on top of the leaderboard, 26 points better than Joey Logano. Martin Truex Jr. having a heck of a year. Truex Jr. currently 3rd. Brad Keselowski 4th in points, standing 5th right now. Casey Kane. Then comes Jimmy Johnson. Man, listen to all the Hendrick guys.
Yep. You
got Kane, JJ, I guess this is the only two. Or Junior, I'm sorry. Kane, JJ, and Junior in a row, 5, 6, and 7. Denny Hamlin and David Reagan. Joe Gibbs Racing driving for the injured Kyle Busch. Reagan currently 10th in points. So Harvick, Logano, Penske. Harvick, of course, what's that bunch you like?
Stewart Haas bunch.
I knew I'd get it. His little eyebrows went up.
It's a family, man.
Oh, yeah.
Family.
Yeah, you're all about that. Harvick, Logano, Truex Jr., again, Keselowski, Penske, currently 4th. Casey Kane, Jimmy Johnson, Dale Earnhardt Jr., 5, 6, and 7 out of the Hendrick camp. Denny Hamlin, Joe Gibbs Racing. He is currently 8th. Eric Amarola, Richard Petty Motorsports 9th. Rounding out the top 10 from Joe Gibbs is David Reagan, driving for the injured Kyle Busch. That's the leaderboard heading to Bristol this week. Defending champ of the race from a year ago, Carl Edwards, nowhere to be found in the top 10. Really having a tough time going over to Gibbs. He's not done well at all, but I would guess since this camp's the defending champ of the race, I would think they would use this getting ready to come to Bristol and say, hey, guys, we went up here last year. Let's get up there, and this will be the race gets our season started since I came over to Gibbs.
Yeah, maybe.
So, well, that didn't sound very confident over there. Well, maybe. Xfinity Series Racing, Eric Jones. Keep an eye on this young man. Joe Gibbs Racing is an up-and-comer, and he wins the race. 18-year-old young man. What a thrill to go to Texas and win a race. 18 years old. So here are the points coming to Bristol this Saturday for the Drive to Stop Diabetes 300. Ty Dillon, of course, you know he drives for his grandfather, Richard Childress Racing. Look at Roush Fenway Racing. They're currently 2nd, 4th, 5th, and 7th in the points right now in the Xfinity Series. Ty Dillon, number 1. Chris Buescher, number 2. Chase Elliott, the defending champ of the series, currently 3rd. 4th is Darrell Wallace Jr. for Roush Fenway Racing. Ryan Reed, currently 5th from Roush Fenway. Regan Smith from JR Motorsports, a teammate of Chase Elliott, currently 6th. Elliott Sadler, currently 7th in points coming to Bristol, also with Roush Fenway Racing. And the bottom 3 in the top 10, Brendan Gaughan, Brian Scott, both from RCR. And then, of course, Daniel Suarez from Joe Gibbs Racing. Again, that's a young man that they're really high on this young man, being from the Hispanic I guess, from the family tree, Hispanic, and he's really creating some buzz and some interest for the Hispanic population of the country, following Daniel Suarez, who's currently 10th in points for Joe Gibbs Racing. So they be coming to Bristol this weekend. How about let's hear from Jimmy Johnson again? He was talking about what you got to do again. Talking to JJ and winning his 5th time and his 72nd career win. Jimmy Johnson bringing home the Checkers, Texas this weekend.
No, I didn't know, but I certainly ran the line that he wanted. So blocking should be called, whatever it is. But there were numerous times earlier in the race that I just pulled down and let him go and didn't run his line. But for a race win, I'm going to run whatever line I need to try to win the race. So. It's unfortunate that he's upset like that, but, man, when it comes to time to win a race, you got to do what you got to do.
He's talking about Kevin Harvick. Harvick said he blocked him, wouldn't let him get by, and Jimmy Johnson said, hey, I'm out there. So I don't understand Harvick's problem here. Now, it's, he has certainly done it blocking other guys to get what he needs to get and get where he needs to go. So J.J. blocked him, and then Logano blocked him. He hit him, tapped him, but J.J. hangs on to win the race. So that's your boy Harvick. And so he's upset because he got blocked. Well, isn't that as they say, ain't that racing?
That's racing.
Yeah. So I don't know why he's upset.
I'd be more upset with the caution they threw at lap 39.
Nah, I'm a little disappointed in your guy because what did we just read? He's finished first or second, 9 of the 10 races this year, or 9 or 10 last races dating back to last year, and he's upset. Come on now, you can't get it all the time. Can't win it all the time. You finished first or second, 9 of the last 10 races. He taps Logano, who blocked him. He's complaining about J.J., who allegedly blocked him. Come on now. Come on, Kev. Come on now.
It's all about publicity.
Nah, there's more to it.
No, it's WWE, man. It's WWE. Oh, yeah.
No.
You got the story behind the story behind the story behind the story.
To use my granddaughter's terminology in 3rd grade, he may be a whiny box. Maybe a whiny box.
What are all whiny boxes? Jeff Gordon's led the parade there a few years ago.
All right, so you're just not going to accept the fact that he got after 2 of them up there, Logano and JJ, because they blocked him because he couldn't win. Okay, well,
he wants to win.
Well, I understand, but ain't like he ain't done it before.
Well, so you can still complain about it. But
there you go. I think it'll be interesting when he comes to Bristol. We'll just see how it goes because I think there's I wouldn't say a target, but I think they are certainly on the radar for all the others, Cup drivers, the Stewart-Haas team in particular, Brother Harvick. So
that never would have happened if it hadn't been for that caution on 39.
Yeah. So what was it? So I didn't see any of the race.
So this is one of those. I never could see it. They never showed it again. The announcers,
No, not another mystery caution.
Mystery caution. Harvick's pulling away. He's almost 2 seconds ahead of. I guess it was Johnson. I'm not sure who he was ahead of, but he was pulling away. Mystery caution. Debris. Okay. As a matter of fact, they finally showed a truck but it was way down on the apron coming out of 3, I think it was. I mean, not what if it was debris? It wasn't in the racing groove by any means. It was way down off the track. So I'm sitting there going, why'd they throw the caution? I mean, of course, they bunched everybody up. Now, I almost came unglued when they threw the next caution, but that was a legitimate one, so I'm not going to say anything. And then at that point, Johnson legitimately overtook Harvick and won the race. So can't complain about that.
So if someone would say your guy, Kevin Harvick, one of your guys is a whiny box, you would say what?
A whiny box?
Uh-huh.
I say he's just one of the drivers in NASCAR that whines because they all do at some point.
All right. So I'm trying to bait you, not taking the bait.
No,
today.
you're not. I'm not going to do it.
No. I had you real close, and you backed up. So, anyway, Harvick's coming to town. So the other folks, we're going to talk to Drew coming up here in just a second about that. Later on to the show, we'll hear from Dale Earnhardt Jr. He was asked about, hey, if you're not a Hendrick guy, if you're not a Stewart-Haas racing guy, do you have a chance to win a race? Because obviously, first 6 or 7 races have been dominated. Joey Logano wins at Daytona. JJ wins in Atlanta. Harvick wins in Phoenix and Vegas. Keselowski wins in California. Logano wins Martinsville. And now JJ wins in Texas. So
you got 3 drivers that got 2 wins under their belt.
Harvick's in. Logano's got 2. And now Jimmy Johnson's got 2. So, mathematically, and you're going to hear this from Junior coming up here in a few minutes or later in the show, every time these same guys win the race, it gets a little tighter and a little tighter. The chances are getting slimmer every time you have a repeat winner of the Cup Series. So you got Logano with 2, Jimmy Johnson with 2, Harvick with 2. And Keselowski, of course, got the California win. So, every time there's a repeat winner, the chances for you to get in get slimmer and slimmer and slimmer on points. Not just as long as you win, you're in. But we're talking about points later on in the season. So what happens hypothetically if, let's say, these same guys just continue to dominate it? You got Logano, Jimmy Johnson, and Harvick continue to do what they've done so far this season, 3, 6, 7 races. What do they continue to do it the rest of the way? Then what happens when it comes points time for the chase? A lot of guys are going to get squeezed out. So then this is what's going to happen. If these guys keep winning long about the second half of the season, you turn the corner.
There are going to be some rule changes made.
Maybe some rule changes. There may be some unexplained taps into the wall, I promise you. Because things get tight.
Yeah.
You turn the corner the second half of the season there along about the Daytona race, July 4th weekend. From there on in to the chase, if these guys continue to dominate, you're going to see some other drivers going, I got to give myself a chance. You'll see a little bit more scrape-ups and a little bit more oopses, if you will, on the track to get these guys out of the way and get them a chance to win. So, I would. If you're dominating, you won all these races, and I'm thinking, okay, if this guy wins again, it's one less chance for me. Gosh, sorry, Horace. Boop. Didn't mean to tap you there. Oh, he just went by. Instead of spin out and hit the wall. I hate that for you. So,
well, yeah. Let's face it. It's still about the money. You got 3 or 4 dominant teams in NASCAR: Hendricks, Stewart-Haas, Gibbs. There's 3 biggies right there. They're going to put out a product that somebody in that racing camp is going to have a chance to win the race every single time they hit the track. And right now you've got 2 or 3 drivers that are part of those camps that have found the magic. They've got the right setup. They got the right team. They got the right crew chief. Everything's fallen in place, and so they're dominating. They dominate. Now, how do you stop that?
I just told you. Whoops. Whoops.
Well, other than wrecking them into the wall, okay?
How do you catch up with them?
Yeah.
I don't know. The rich just keep getting richer.
Yeah.
The fat keep getting fatter, so I don't know the answer to that. But, yeah, it's very obvious after the, 3, 6, our first 7 races of the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series, there's a definite tail of the tape here going. You've got Penske, and you've got Stewart-Haas, and you've got obviously Hendrick dominating the sport right now. Joe Gibbs, nowhere to be found. Roush Fenway Racing.
He was strong, but maybe it's that Toyota brand. I don't know.
He loses Kenseth and loses Carl Edwards, and his team's not the same.
That's true.
But they're not doing anything to the new teams either.
No.
So there you go. Take a quick break. We'll be right back. We'll check in with Drew Bedard, see what's happening at Bristol Motor Speedway. It's Bristol, baby. It's April, baby. It's race week at the Last Great Coliseum. We'll have our Bristol Live show starting at noon on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So Thursday and Friday we'll step away from this show. We'll be live. We'll tell you where you can hear us. Again, I'm talking wall to wall. Lots of folks will be talking to It's all about Bristol starting Thursday. Again, Bristol Live brought to you by Food City and by CenturyLink. Quick break. We'll be right back. We'll check in with Drew Bedard right after you hear this on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
It's not just a race. It's the place. A place to set up a tent, park the RV, and start emptying the cooler. A place to fire up the grill in the Tennessee hills and take in the best short track racing in NASCAR. The place is the last great Coliseum, Bristol Motor Speedway. Hope you'll join us on April 19th for the Food City 500. Call 423-BRISTOL or visit bristoltix.com. It's not just a place.
It's Bristol, baby!
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
At Farmers, we make you smarter about your insurance because what you don't know can hurt you. What if you didn't know to update your coverage when adult children move home?
Oh, heck no. Or that you could get coverage for identity theft through your homeowner's insurance.
And that your valuables can be covered by home insurance even when they're not at home. The more you know, the better you can plan for what's ahead. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, 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 bum.
Life has its twists and turns. It can take many different shapes. But a good retirement plan changes with your life. And as we talk about what you're putting away and how much you'll need to retire, what was uncertain becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Thank you for being with us. Again, 9 states. We say hello to folks in Kansas, here in Tennessee, of course, California, South Carolina, Virginia, North Carolina, Florida, Michigan, and Georgia. Thank you very much. And again, as you have been, we picked up about 10 or 15 Facebook likes over the weekend.
Yeah.
Go
Keep
to
going. Growing and growing.
Thank you. Facebook.com/the Tom Taylor Sports Show. Like us, follow us. And again, we picked up, I think since Friday, at least 10, 12 Facebook likes. So we appreciate that very much. So I asked off air, I said, this is classic. Drew, what do you want to talk about today? He just paused. He said, it's race week. Yeah, okay. Who feels like a dummy? Raise their hand. I do. Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Fantastic. It's race week.
Yeah. It's like, Tom, what rock you been under, buddy? It's race week. It's time to get going. So we're fired up and ready to go. We're going to be in the high banks of Bristol. Again, reminding you, we're going to park this show on Thursday and Friday, and we're going to steer you over. And, in fact, Horace has already put something up on Facebook, how you can find us on Bristol Live, and how to do that by going to the BristolMotorspeedway.com website. And so we'll be there for 4 days, thanks to our title sponsors, CenturyLink and Food City, and we're very, very excited. And, Drew, it is race week, and, man, just for no other reason, look at the weather forecast. In the 70s this weekend. It's Bristol, baby. The move was good, and the fans are starting to come in here and tell us what we need to know about Bristol Motor Speedway this week.
Well, we're pumped that everyone's coming home. It's exciting. Yeah, the sun's out right now. It looks beautiful, and obviously these last few days. I think I'm excited for people to pull into town with their RVs, which they've already been doing, and see green grass and flowers. I think this April move has made such a great difference, and we're just excited about the week. Obviously, we're going to kickstart on Thursday afternoon with some K&N practice. Then we roll right into Friday with practice and qualifying on Bush's Beans Pole Day, and then we got the doubleheader on Saturday, and then we roll into Sunday with the Food City 500. So we're just, as Jerry says all the time, this is kind of like Christmas week for us. I mean, it's opening a new present. We get to welcome everybody home, and so it's very exciting. Monday's just the preamble, so we're just getting revved up and finishing all our last-minute details. And so tickets are still on sale. Everybody go out and get them. I think if you look at that Sunday forecast, I've looked at a couple different sites, but, I mean, I think everything's pretty promising. I think we're going to see low 70s, and we're going to see some sunshine and some clouds. But I think overall you're looking at a beautiful day and a great day for Sprint Cup racing. We've got so many cool things that we're going to do on Sunday. But, yeah. Excited to be here and excited to get this week going.
We haven't had a chance to talk since last week, but the fact that you changed the name of the race, Food City 500, in support of Steve Burns and Stand Up to Cancer. What a nice touch on behalf of Food City and certainly Fox Sports and the obvious Jerry and the folks there at Bristol Motor Speedway. So great tribute to this gentleman and change the name of the race. I thought that was a really, really classy move.
Well, our partners at Food City are classy people, and they continue to amaze us over and over again. And what Fox Sports and Food City got together and did, and we're just proud to be a part of it. Yes, honoring Steve Burns, and we're supporting Steve all the way through. You know, he came home from the hospital the other day, and he's battling head and neck cancer, and we're just praying for him and thinking about him and hoping that he feels better each day. He's one of those class acts in the sport. He's just a great guy to be around. And cancer has affected all of us in different ways. I know I had one of my best friends when I was in my 20s who died at 27, and it affected me in a deep way. Of course, everyone around here, from the death of Jeff Bird just a few years ago, and just we miss him like crazy. And it's a disease that affects a lot of people, and we're just honored to be a part of this, to try to stand up to cancer and support Steve Burns and put on this race and put smiles on everybody's faces and hopefully make Steve feel better.
There you go. Great touch. You're well put, my friend. Let's talk about tickets. Again, we're talking to Drew Bedard from Bristol Motor Speedway. Tickets, season tickets still available, I would assume, to get 3 days this week and 2 days in August, plus a chance to get a deposit down on the tickets for the Battle of Bristol. Tell me about the season tickets we can still get.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great time to get them, kind of lock that in, because if you look at our race week pricing, everybody can buy those single-day tickets, but that season ticket just continues to increase in value. So starting at just $149, I know you guys have talked about it, and we've talked about it multiple times. It's just under $30 per day that you get as part of that package. You get the I Belong member benefits and, of course, the ability to reserve your Battle at Bristol tickets right now and guarantee yourself a seat to the football game. So season tickets are still and will continue to be the best value that we have. But if you're looking for more of a single day, I know a lot of people are thinking about this as, the spring race ends up being more of a family occasion. A lot of dads or moms and dads will bring kids out here. Of course, Friday's a great time for that with Food City Race Night just after pole qualifying. And then Saturday with the doubleheader. They're both quick races. They're both fun to watch with young up-and-coming stars. Bring the kids out, sit in the grandstands for the afternoon. That starts just $35. So it's just an awesome time to be here at Bristol. You want to be a part of it. And again, season tickets or single day, we've got great stuff for you each day.
Absolutely. Of course, Bush Beans Pole Day starts Friday, gets it all going. Pole qualifying again for the racing coming up this weekend, and the Drive to Stop Diabetes 300, the Can-Am Pro Series, Pit Light 125. Went back and looked at a little history of those two races. Ben Rhodes, young man who dominated the race, 132-lap race, and so he dominated out of 130 laps. But the last two that counted was by a guy by the name of Eddie McDonald. He passed him on the backstretch and ended up holding off and winning that race, the Pit Light 125 a year ago. Also, a guy by the name of Kyle Busch held off of Matt Kenseth charge, who led most of that race, and Busch wins the spring race, of course, with the Xfinity Series. Won't be back this year, but that alone on Saturday showed and proved to be some great racing. So that's going to be a barn burner. 425 laps on Saturday, Drew, and then, of course, 500 laps for the Food City 500. Denny Hamlin set on the pole last spring, and Carl Edwards brought home the checkers. But, again, it's shaping up to be some great racing based on what we saw at Texas yesterday, or actually over the weekend. It looks to be a great weekend. They're going to bring that same intensity from Texas and all the other tracks right here to Bristol.
Yeah, and I think coming off this weekend in Texas, I think you're seeing some strong cars up front. Obviously, Harvick continues to be strong, but you're seeing Junior finish third, and he's just pumped up about his Mountain Dew Shine paint scheme this weekend. I know he's really charged up, and of course welcoming Jeff Gordon back. We have a lot of Jeff Gordon tributes going on this upcoming weekend. But I got a fun fact for you guys. This is could have made it part of your trivia game, but did you know that the last 6 Sprint Cup races here at Bristol, that there have been 6 different winners? So when people are thinking about this weekend, I think a lot of people have this idea in their head that, Kyle Busch would have won. Obviously, he's not here this weekend with injury, but that Kyle Busch wins all the time, or Carl Edwards wins all the time, or it's certain drivers, one or the other. Well, we've had 6 different winners in the last 6 races. So who's going to win this weekend? You got to be here to find out. Will it be Junior? Will it be Gordon? Will it be Tony? Who knows? You got to sit in the grandstands. Come and have some fun with us. And we've just got cool stuff all the way from Old Crow Medicine Show and Bill Goldberg being the host for the Spring Cup driver introductions. all the way through the checkered flag. So, get here, be a part of it. It's Bristol, baby.
It is Bristol. I'm sitting there and see if I can do these last 6 race winners. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Carl Edwards, Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, Jimmy Johnson, Matt Kenseth. There's 5. Now, who's the 6th one? I'm forgetting one. Last 6 races have been 6 different winners. Who's the other one I'm forgetting? Casey Kane. So
there you go.
There you go. Carl Edwards, right. Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, Jimmy Johnson, Matt Kenseth, and Casey Kane have been the guys who have brought home the checkers over the last 6 races. Sentimental favorite, Drew, obviously would be, I would think for a lot of folks, Jeff Gordon what a great ambassador for the sport, making his last trip around Bristol for the spring race. He'll be back in the fall. So a lot of folks are hoping he'll sit on that pole after Friday's qualifying and then, of course, move right into to win it all on Sunday afternoon. So got to feel like he's a sentimental favorite. Talking to Jennifer about the pre-race, and all kinds of neat things will be happening both days on pre-races. Jennifer Payne, who heads that up, including a great, as always, I know you love this and I do too, the patriotic salute to our servicemen and ladies around the world and in the country. Another great weekend of that as well, right?
Yes, our pre-race ceremonies continue to be something we focus on big time, and like I've said, with going from Old Crow to Bill Goldberg coming out for the driver introductions, but also our military salutes, and the silent drill team will be back from the Marines, and of course Jeff Gordon's children giving the command to start the engines, Dana Perino being our honorary starter. We've just got cool things up and down the board, and again, we'll have some tributes to Jeff and just some things to get people fired up and probably pull at your heartstrings a little bit. So I'm going to head out. You guys, thank you for everything that you're doing to support the show. We'll see everybody on Bristol Live starting Thursday at 2 p.m. Hope everybody will tune in for that and go to bristoltix.com or hit up 423 Bristol. Get your tickets today. We hope to see you out here.
Good man. Talk to you then. It's Bristol, baby.
It's Bristol, baby. See you, Tom.
All right, good job again, Drew Bedard from Bristol Motor Speedway. It all starts on Thursday. Bristol Live, brought to you by Gamma Food City and our friends at CenturyLink. I'm very excited about that. In fact, we have CenturyLink here at the old studio, and we appreciate them very much. And they're going to be one of our co-sponsors of the happenings again coming up this weekend at Bristol Motor Speedway. Well, it's time now. Gator is he's going to flip-flop. He'll be with us Wednesday, I guess it'll be. No, he won't be with us Wednesday because Wednesday will be my day to smoke those Elvis things one more time. Those Elvis questions. Be tomorrow, or he'll get bumped the next week. So, because tomorrow will be Richard from Kingsport Cabinetry. So, Gator may have just shot himself right out of the saddle this week. He's off today and doing some other things. So, in his absence will be my man right over here, the one we simply call Horace. Who are we playing for today, my friend?
We're going to keep playing for people that haven't won yet.
That's with anybody he's been playing for. All right, okay.
Let's go with Lance. Lance Denny again.
Lance Denny.
I got to get him.
Wait, Molina won.
Molina did?
I won for Molina,
Oh, then we'll go with the Hosey then.
We'll go with Hotzlaw, yeah. Lance.
He had a big weekend. He deserves to keep it going.
Yeah, Molina, we've already won for Molina. We're doing for a Hotzlaw. Hit the music. Here we go. It's going to be good. My man Horace. Quiz show time at the OK Corral. I love it. All right, it's brought to you by American Import and Auto Repair, one of our great sponsors, who will also be on Bristol Live, and we're very excited about that. And so Bristol Live and also Cherokee Barbershop, home of the Gator Man, and also if you go 5 for 5, get you some free food from a mystery. No, it won't be a mystery. I'll just go ahead and tell you. If you go 5 for 5, we'll take care of your little din-din at the Cracker Barrel. So,
I didn't touch anything.
Well.
Didn't touch anything.
That's what I like. That's a man with confidence.
It just started going.
He already knows he's going to be in trouble. He said when the machine hit the buzzer, he just –
I'm serious. I didn't touch anything.
Well, I know. The computer even knows you're not going to win. Just go ahead and hit that buzzer early. So there you go.
Oh, man.
I like it. The computer says he ain't going to win. So playing for David Holtzclaw out of Johnson City, who's a dear friend, and we'll see if we can't get him.
That's a bad omen.
That is a bad omen. When the computer hits the buzzer before we even start.
Man.
Yeah, that's good. Are you ready to go?
I'm ready.
Question number 1, all sports. Question number 1, golf. The first foreign player to win the Masters was Gary Player. Is that true or false? First foreign player to win a Masters was Gary Player. True or false?
Was Gary from Britain?
Man.
Yeah, see, I'm not a golf enthusiast. So
I know that.
So you had to pick these questions so you knew I'd lose.
Yep, there you go.
Well, this is a 50-50 shot here, so I'm going to say True.
True. First foreign player to win a Masters.
Oh, you're laughing
was
because
Gary Player. True or false? You say true?
It's a buzzer.
Hit the bell.
Oh, I got it.
Horace. Right. Okay. All right. Question number 2, baseball trivia. And the all-time home run list. True or false? Mark McGwire hit more home runs than Sammy Sosa. True or false?
Oh, man, that's close. They're right back to back.
McGwire, Big Mike, hit more home runs than Sosa. True or false?
Oh, man, I remember that. Oh. Both of them cheated to get there. But
oh. All right, here we go.
Let's see. I think it was Bonds, and then I think Sosa's ahead of McGwire. I think it was Bonds, Sosa, McGwire.
So McGwire hit more home runs than Sosa. True or false?
No, well, McGwire did not. So that's got to be false.
All right, McGwire. I'm going to ask you one more time. McGwire hit more home runs than Sosa. True or false?
False.
Hit the bell. All right. Question number 3. Boy, that was a stroke of luck. Question number 3.
I sat there and pondered that one.
Like I said, that's a stroke of luck, yeah. Baseball, Joe DiMaggio. His nickname was the Splendid Splinter. True or false? Joe DiMaggio's nickname was the Splendid Splinter.
Splendid Splinter?
Yep. Green Acres is a place to be. Farm.
Joe DiMaggio.
Joe DiMaggio.
Oh.
His nickname was the Splendid Splinter.
Well, David, this is going to be another 50-50 shot. I'm going to say that's true.
True. Hit the buzzer.
I'm so sorry, David. That double shot.
There you
Double
go.
shot.
That would be Ted Williams, the Splendid Splinter for the Boston Red Sox.
I had no clue.
All right. I knew that. Question number 4. Baseball. Some taters. Safe again. It stays safe up there on the wall. Yep. I still got 5, and the horse still has that paltry 1. I got you. All right. Question number 4. By the way, I'm going on record. Wednesday, I'm smoking the Apester.
Here we go again.
I'm going to smoke her bad.
Here we go again.
I'm going to kick her tail and take names.
Oh, yeah.
5 for 5 elbows on Wednesday.
I'm going to enjoy Wednesday. I'm going to enjoy it so much. It's got to carry me over till Monday.
I've been reading up on Elvis over the weekend a little bit.
Give me 4.
Okay, number 4. You're a little testy. Base runner, true or false, a base runner, baseball question, a base runner hit by a batted ball is out. Is that true or false? A base runner hit by a batted ball is out.
That's true.
Hit the bell, horse. There you go. 3 for 4. Good job. Last but not least, baseball trivia. Babe Ruth's real first name was George.
False. I'm going to say false.
It's hit the buzzer.
Oh,
it's
no,
true.
it wasn't true. Stupid questions. Joe DiMaggio and Babe Ruth. Give me a break.
George Herman Ruth, better known as the Babe.
Stupid questions.
Now you know my plight. All right, he goes 3 for 5, but he didn't embarrass himself. He was better than average. Hit the music, horse. That's good. So. It's contagious.
Oh.
See, when you don't do good, they're all stupid, aren't they?
No,
yeah.
They're all stupid questions.
The Splendid Splinter. Here we go. Yep, the Apester's listening. Yeah, she's done fired one back to me. All right, Splendid Splinter. We got it. He goes 3 for 5. He does not win the quiz show, and so another free oil change by the boys today, courtesy of American Import and Auto Repair. It was designated for our buddy David Holtzclaw. So tomorrow, Richard will be doing the questions from Kingsport Cabinetry, brand new sponsor we have here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show. And Wednesday, it's kicking and taking names time at the OK Corral.
I'm going to enjoy Wednesday so much.
Oh, no. Well, yeah, you can watch that 8 go to – well, no, by Wednesday there'll be a 10 up there. I'll go 5 for 5 tomorrow, too. Woo, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back on this Monday with the Tom Taylor Sports Show still coming up. We got our thought for the day. Also, Dale Earnhardt Jr. will be by here in a little while. We'll talk to Jr. and get a little reaction to what he had to say about some things going on involving Hendrick and Stewart Haas Racing. We'll tell you all about that, or he'll tell you all about that coming up. Also, later on in the show, David Crum will join us again Thursday and Friday. We will be at the Speedway with Bristol Live, so we'll park this show for 2 days on Thursday and Friday this week. And then we'll be back. And so Crum, who normally is on Thursday, he'll join us coming up here in a few minutes. Also, Rob Cole from Bays Mountain Park and Bob from Book Lovers Warehouse, all scheduled to be with us. And we will watch Horace put his big gnarly fingers down in the bucket for one more time and pick out our final winner of tickets to go see the Drive to Stop Diabetes 300 and the Pit Light 125, the double dip, coming up this Saturday at the Last Great Coliseum, Bristol Motor Speedway. Coming up next, we're due to be joined by our buddy Dave Ongie from the Kingsport Times News, get more take of NASCAR, getting ready for Bristol this weekend. He'll join us, scheduled to join us coming up next here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
It's not just a race, it's the place. A place to set up a tent, park the RV, and start emptying the cooler. A place to fire up the grill in the Tennessee hills and take in the best short track racing in NASCAR. The place is the Last Great Coliseum, Bristol Motor Speedway. Hope you'll join us on April 19th for the Food City 500. Call 423-BRISTOL or visit bristoltix.com. It's not just a place.
It's Bristol, baby!
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
At Farmers, we make you smarter about insurance because what you don't know can hurt you. What if you didn't know that it's smart to replace washing machine hoses every 5 years? What if you didn't know that you might need extra coverage for more expensive items? And what if you didn't know that teen drivers are 4 times more likely to get into an accident?
What's up?
The more you know, the better you can plan for what's ahead. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Hey, Diet Mountain Dew driver Dale Earnhardt Jr. here. On April 19th, I'll be racing at Bristol Motor Speedway in the Food City 500. Tickets start at just $64, so call 423-BRISTOL or visit bristoltix.com today to see me and my Diet Mountain Dew team in Bristol. It's Bristol, baby.
Question.
There you go. I like it. He's still smoldering over there. Against our buddy Horace, who went 3 for 5. By the way, I got a nice text from our buddy April said, go back and get it's worth going back and reading it verbatim. I love that lady. She's hilarious. All right, here we go. What's it say here? I was talking smack. She says, I'm already celebrating my victory Wednesday because we all know you winning ain't going to happen. Apester, she's awesome. So appreciate you very much, but I'm still going to win. All right, I'm going to keep looking out for this right here. Now, let's talk. We had a little baseball bet. A little baseball. Oh, here he is right here. Let's go right to the phone. We caught him.
All right.
Let's go straight to the phone. Is this my buddy Dave Ongie?
Yes, it is.
Hello, Dave Ongie. How are you, my friend?
Oh, doing well, doing well. How about you?
Just fine, sir. We're live on the air. We thank you for joining us. Let's go right to it. And let's talk about what happened down in Texas. Kind of give us a recap of what happened with the Duck Commander 500.
Man, I'll tell you, it was the all-time winningest driver there at Texas Motor Speedway, getting business done again on Saturday night there. It looked like Kevin Harvick for a while, but Johnson, he's a tough guy to beat. And there was really nothing spectacular about it. As that race went on, they just kept working on that 48 car like they always do. And by the end of that thing, man, he was hauling, and he got himself a win there, and that's a big boost for that team, and just a good night for Hendrick overall. They had a lot of cars there near the front, and that's a big boost of confidence for them on those mile-and-a-half tracks they're always so good on.
Harvick got blocked, but Jimmy Johnson wasn't happy about that. Then he tapped Joey Logano. Is that racing, or is that that kind of bending the rules if you're Kevin Harvick?
Well, it's that's one of those debates, and it's an age-old debate in racing, whether or not blocking's okay or it's not okay. Obviously, if there's a guy behind you that you want to keep him behind you. That's the way it works. But then again, if you're behind somebody, feel like you have a faster race car, It's something where you're going to get mad if somebody in a slower car is getting in your way. So that's where a lot of the conflict in racing comes from, especially on those mile-and-a-half tracks. And I'm not sure. They seemed like after the race everybody was okay with it, but Logano, we're going to find out, I guess, this week if he wasn't okay with it, because Bristol's a really good place to get somebody back if you're not happy with what they did the week before.
Good payback track, no question. We're talking again to our buddy Dave Ongie, the NASCAR beat writer, again from the Kingsport Times News. So you look at the racing so far this season. Explain to us how this works, because right now you've got 7 races under our belt. Logano's won twice. Jimmy Johnson's won twice. Kevin Harvick's won twice. And Keselowski is a single race winner. What happens, hypothetically, these guys continue to win week after week after week. Come into the season points time, does everybody get squeezed out because these guys continue to win? How does that work?
Well, the deal about it, they still have the same amount of spots for the chase. Just what happens then is they start reverting into points, to see who has, the most points without a win and all that. And, so I think a lot of the drivers who are really running well, like a Martin Truex Jr., who has been in the top 10 every single week, but, it doesn't seem like they quite have enough on most tracks in order to get over the top and actually get a win. He's probably rooting on these multiple race winners to keep winning, so there'll be more spots available for drivers to get in on points. So, that'll be something as the summer wears on. Definitely by the time they get back to Bristol in August, that's going to be a hot topic of conversation there in terms of how many guys have won and earned a spot in the chase, and how many guys haven't, and which drivers who are, where they're at in the point standings and what they need to happen down the stretch in terms of who needs to win races or not win races in order to get in. So, it's a little bit on the early side right now, but, man, it's starting to shape up to look like you've got a couple really dominant race teams. When you look at Stewart Haas and Hendrick and the Penske bunch, and, man, everybody else is playing catch-up right now, especially on these mile-and-a-half tracks. So, when you look at Bristol and the other short tracks and road courses and places like that, those are the tracks that people have circled on their on their calendar right now. If they're on a race team that isn't quite as fast, as saying, there's a place where horsepower doesn't matter quite as much. We need to do whatever possible to get wins at those tracks. So I think it's going to make it really interesting this weekend.
Talking to Dave Ongie again, the NASCAR beat writer. Go back to Saturday's race, or rather Friday's race. You saw Eric Jones bring on the checkers in the Xfinity Series, 18-year-old youngster who outdueled Dale Earnhardt Jr. and Brad Keselowski. Joe Gibbs says, quote, there's no question that at some point, very quickly, he's going to be in a cup car very soon for Joe Gibbs Racing. What kind of message, who does that send a message out to in the current Joe Gibbs camp?
Well, that's an interesting thought right there. Interesting quote too, because obviously they're at their maximum now. For years they went on at Gibbs with 3 cars and they had that 4th seat available. Of course, now they've committed that to Carl Edwards. So now if he wants to add somebody to a car, he's in the same place Hendrick was when he had to make a decision of where he was going to put Chase Elliott. That wound up being Jeff Gordon, kind of the odd man out there, and he wound up going into retirement. So, I would, if I had my guess, just given my conversations with Matt Kenseth over the last couple of years, he told me he's not a guy that plans on racing as old as Mark Martin was when he finally hung it up. He's in his early 40s now, and his son's starting a racing career. Matt Kenseth's a guy I don't think has a ton of years left, and with Eric Jones, I'd say maybe 2-3 years he could be in that 20 car. That would be my candidate if I had to look at somebody on that team that may step aside and open up a seat.
Jones, of course, drives with the Truck Series for Kyle Busch Motorsports and is third right now in the point standings in the Truck Series. So he has sponsorship from GameStop for 10 Xfinity Series races. So this guy's one of those who's going to be there for a while, obviously, a young up-and-comer. We'll talk more to you. You're going to be with us on Bristol Live on Thursday and Friday. We're going to park this show, and we'll be there for the Bristol Live at the Speedway. But going into it right now, give me someone you feel like is going to be an odds-on favorite. If you had to do everything right now, make a pick. Who do you feel like is going to have a strong card this weekend at Bristol?
Well, I think Kevin Harvick and Brad Keselowski are 2 guys that, it's just by feel right now. Just when you look at momentum and guys who are good at this track and have the mentality to win at Bristol and the toughness to do it, I'm not taking anything away from Joey Logano, who won in August, because he won a really physical race. And I think winning that race right there opened a lot of people's eyes to the fact that he was a legitimate championship contender, and he really did battle down to the end. But, when you look at Bristol, you look at the spring race, just those 2 names just to me rise to the top. And I think as long as they unload with good equipment, man, it's going to be tough to beat either one of those guys.
I think you're exactly right, and it's going to be, of course, we just had a stat a few minutes ago from Drew Bedard. 6 different guys have been 6 different winners at Bristol over the last 6 races. Carl Edwards, Kyle Busch, Denny Hamlin, Jimmy Johnson, Matt Kenseth, and Casey Kane. So, yeah, I think it's anybody's. Chances Jeff Gordon can come up here in his last spring race and win the thing. What do you think?
Well, that would be great. You know, I really think that would be an amazing story. There's a guy that has to sit up there and think of something to write after it's over with. Man, I'm all in favor of that because, you know, that one writes itself. You know, it's an easy day at the office if that happens. And, you know, just I think it's interesting, too, you know, talking about 6 different winners in the last 6 races. You know, there was a trend before that where it seems like a guy would figure Bristol out and would win, you know, a bunch of races there. You know, like you'd have a guy win 3 in a row or 3 out of 4. You know, we had long stretches where Keselowski had it figured out and Kyle Busch. And you even look back into history and see times that, you know, Rusty Wallace really had it figured out and would win at this place pretty much every time he showed up, him and Darrell Waltrip. You know, but now it seems like for whatever reason, whether it's the technology of the cars or the track itself or whatever's going on, you know, every time they come out, you know, it seems like it's a different person that gets it figured out and winds up finding a way to win. So it's interesting to see if somebody that's won recently can kind of grab hold of it, you know, start a new streak, or if it's going to be continuing with a surprise winner in victory lane every time.
All right, going to ask you the obvious, well, not an obvious question, but a question, again, moving forward here. Danica Patrick's having a pretty good season, her best so far as a driver in the Cup Series. Odds, chances, this young lady come up there and pull off a biggie and get a victory?
Well, you know, she's run well in stretches at Bristol, you know, and I think that's kind of the way that Bristol works is, you know, it's kind of rare to see a guy come out early or a girl come out early and run well at that track, you know, kind of early on in their career, just be able to put together a complete race. You know, it's one where you kind of have to learn where to be and how it works and be able to go through the whole 500 miles of that race. You know, it gets really tough, but, you know, I think the fact that she's run well there in stretches, she's getting closer to be able to put together 500 laps, which is what you have to do. And the way it's gone, I don't think she's there yet, but I think if she continues the progression, it wouldn't surprise me at all to see her win maybe in the next 5 years if she keeps going the way she's going.
Looking at the points in our last question, talking to Dave Ongie, looking at the points heading to Bristol, you got on top Stuart Haas and Penske, Furniture Row, Penske. Then in the middle, you got Hendrick with Kane, Jimmy Johnson and Jr., Hamlin with Gibbs, Eric Amarola with Petty, and David Reagan driving for the injured Kyle Busch, currently a solid 10th in points. So 2 Gibbs, 3 Hendricks, 2 Penskes, and a Stuart Haas and a Furniture Row. So there is some, I guess, variety, if you will, at least in the top 10 in points right now, right?
Yeah, there is. I mean, it's when you look at who's running consistently right up front, winning races, you know, it's the teams we talked about earlier, the 3 that have really separated themselves. You know, obviously Stuart Haas runs Hendrick equipment, and the Hendrick cars themselves, too, are running up there as well. So you look at them kind of as a group. And then the only other ones that really are hanging with them are the Penske team. But, you know, you look at the job they've done, Martin Truex Jr. and that Furniture Row team this year, you know, just being so consistent in the top 10 every single race. You know, you look at the variety of tracks they've been to and, you know, all the things that can go wrong. The fact that they have not misfired yet, you know, that fact is they're running in the top 10. And for a single-car team out in Colorado, that's a big deal. You know, that's a big story I think has gone under the radar a little bit this year. Just given the dominance of some of the bigger drivers. But, you know, that's something that's been very impressive. And also A.J. Allmendinger as well, you know, with that team, the JCG Racing that he's with. Man, they've done a good job, too. His name has been in the top 5, top 10 pretty much all year. And, you know, so for those two, for people that like to cheer for the underdogs a little bit, you know, you got a couple drivers up there that have really done a good job this year.
Absolutely. Last question. I do want to squeeze one more in because coming up on Thursday, they will appeal, they being Richard Childress Racing, appeal the penalty set down by NASCAR on Ryan Newman, who got docked 75 points and put him from 6th down to 27th, and he's back up to 24th this week after yesterday's racing, or this weekend's racing in Texas, rather. So, in your humble opinion, will they lift it or they make that penalty stick for Richard Childress Racing about the putting holes in the tires, giving some extra traction out in California?
Well, you know, they think they have a good case, but, you know, when you look traditionally at NASCAR over the years, and they'll tell the competitors, and they're okay with you working in the gray areas of the rule book a little bit. If they catch you, they'll penalize you, but it won't be anything bad. But, the one thing they warn everybody, they don't want you messing with the fuel, they don't want you messing with the engines or the tires. Those are the three areas that aren't in the rule book. I mean, that's clear black and white. They don't want you messing with any of those three components. And the problem for Childress is they mess with tires. And, that's something where if you mess around with the tires and there's a big blowout, that's where serious accidents can happen. Competitors can get hurt, fans can get hurt. A lot of stuff can go wrong if you start to mess with the integrity of the tires. So, that's one where NASCAR lowered the boom, and I think they're going to leave that lower. They're not going to give them any wiggle room, let them out of it, and give the other competitors a chance to look at it and say, well, Childress kind of got off a little bit easy. Maybe we have some room there to maybe experiment with the tires a little bit. I think what NASCAR's going to do is tell them, no, you guys, you got your penalty. Race on and see if you can get out of it.
It's Race Week at Bristol, and again, Dave Ongie will be up there helping us during the Bristol Live segments. We start on Thursday, run all the way through Sunday, and he'll be up there some. I know he's got other duties, but he has agreed graciously to come by and sit and talk. So we'll see you whenever you get up there. I don't know what days you're coming. I'll talk to you about that later on, but you are most welcome. Looking forward to having you up there. You give excellent advice and commentary to what we're talking about. So looking forward to working with you again this year, my friend.
Oh, I always look forward to it, man. It's always a great weekend, and I'm fired up. I can't wait to get up there. I'll visit you in the booth here later on this week. You
got it. Good man right there. Thank you, my friend. Dave Ongie, the NASCAR beat writer with the Kingsport Times News. And Bristol Live starts again on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Brought to you by Food City and by the good folks at CenturyLink. And we're very excited about that. And so we'll tell you more about those great sponsors coming up. As look up and down the list here, as we said, Stewart Haas Racing leads the pack. That'd be Horace's bunch. Harvick leads the pack right now. Then you have Joey Logano, Martin Truex Jr., Brad Keselowski, Casey Kane, the top five in points. Then comes Jimmy Johnson, Dale Earnhardt Jr., Denny Hamlin, Eric Amarola, and David Reagan. Next hour we will hear, as promised, from Dale Earnhardt Jr. here at 1:55 before we go to the break and get ready to visit from Mr. Crum. We'll switch gears, talk a little baseball. Now, we had a bet on the table. I predicted my Reds would get swept over the weekend with the Cardinals, and I didn't miss them by much. They got beat 2 out of 3 like I knew they would. Now, you've won that bet, so I'm going to put out to you the chance to double your pleasure because this weekend the Reds go to St. Louis.
And they're going to return the favor. They're going to go 2 for 3.
Nah.
Yes.
Nah.
Yes.
Double or nothing. Put it on the table. 2 lunches now.
All right.
2 lunches. You've already won one. Now we're going to put the second one out there, so we'll go doubles.
They should have won yesterday.
Yeah,
they were playing against the umpires too. Yeah.
No. When the Cardinals come to town, they just freeze. I don't care what you say. You can go back and look. The series standings, the Cardinals own them. They took 2 out of 3. Was Friday night a fluke? That was when Votto hit a couple of home runs, right?
No,
all right.
No fluke.
All right. I have no confidence when the Reds play the Cardinals, obviously. So they're playing in Chicago tonight against the Cubbies. Mike Leake against the big money guy, John Lester. And so they'll play there, then they'll move into St. Louis for the weekend. On the record, here we go. I've got Cardinals sweeping the Reds in St. Louis this weekend, which will be Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You in?
You said sweep.
Yeah.
Okay. No.
Yeah, the Reds will go 0 for 3 in St. Louis.
No.
You don't think?
Now, I predict they're going to go 2 for 3, but they will win at least one game.
No. You ready? You're going to put down on –
Oh, yeah.
Wait a minute. Hit the bell. Bet zone, baby. Cracker Barrel. Going for Tuesdays.
I can't believe you just dumping on. I don't care who the team is. You're dumping on my Reds.
Yeah, they have. I love them to death. I've loved them since back in the day. But when the Cardinals come to town or they go to the Cardinals, they wilt. Even Marty, my all-time favorite announcer, Marty Brenneman, says they see the Cardinal red, man. They go into a shell. So and they lost 2 out of 3. They swept the Pirates. Then the Cardinals come to town.
It took 11 innings yesterday for them to get the job done.
L is an L, baby. Anyway, it took 22 innings. They lost. They won the first game, lost the last 2. So now on a 2-game losing streak. They won their first 4. Now they're 4-2.
The tide's going to change, baby.
I know. They're going to go 0 for 3.
No.
Yes, they will. So, anyway, the bet is on. Is that right? We're on?
Yeah.
All right, double.
And when they win that game, you're going down, son. Oh, man.
My phone's going to get burnt up. Yeah. He'll go, boy, I can taste that good food now. So,
chicken and dumplings.
Now, how does this work? You won the first one. If I win the second one, are we onesies, or the first one's off the table.
Well, it's double or nothing. So I mean,
so if the
you're
Reds,
trying, I've won a meal.
Right.
You're going double or nothing.
That means I may have to buy you 2 meals.
You're exactly right.
Or if I get when I'm right this time, and I will
even.
be, then you got to buy.
We're back to even.
Which means you got to buy me one. I got to buy you one.
No, we're back to even, Steven.
So
double or nothing.
Okay, so we're cool.
Yeah.
So when they get swept, my billfold's okay then. I don't have to go buy you lunch.
Right.
Woo! So the worst thing I'm gonna do, I'm either gonna have to buy you one, or twos, or nothing.
No, the worst. No, you're either going to buy me two
or nothing.
or nothing.
Yeah, double or nothing. You're right. 2 or nothing. I like it. That's gonna be good. I'm gonna be off the hook because they are not going to do well in St. Louis.
No,
they're already showing signs. They've welted. All right.
They're 5-1.
4-2.
4-2.
They
Okay.
won the first 4, lost 2 out of 3 to the Cardinals.
That's still good. Now,
they're pitiful.
You have little faith.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Now, when they play everybody else, I'm okay. When the Cardinals, they just can't do it. So, anyway, we're going to take a quick break, come right back. We've got the thought for the day brought to you by our buddy Larry Kaiser, Nationwide Insurance. Horace is going to pick that final winner of tickets to get you to go to Bristol, again, for the doubleheader coming up on Saturday. And then we'll check in with our buddy David Crum from the TWRA. If you're into the hunting and fishing this time of year, any time of the year, this man's got all kinds of good information. He joins us next, coming up here on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
It's easy to buy insurance and forget about it. But the more you learn about your coverage, the more gaps you might find. Like how you thought you were covered for this.
Check it out, Mom.
When you're really only covered for this. Or how you figured you're covered for this when you're actually paying for this. You might be surprised at what's hiding in your coverage. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
See what might be hiding in your coverage at farmers.com/gaps.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
Hey, Diet Mountain Dew driver Dale Earnhardt Jr. here. On April 19th, I'll be racing at Bristol Motor Speedway in the Food City 500. Tickets start at just $64, so call 423-BRISTOL or visit bristoltix.com today to see me and my Diet Mountain Dew team in Bristol. It's Bristol, baby.
Back on the Tom Taylor Sports Show, hour number 2 on this Monday, our 46th day together into our 10th week of the show. Thank you so very much. And got a brand new sponsor, Kingsport Cabinetry, that'll be joining us starting tomorrow. That's very, very exciting, and we appreciate that very much. And what we got now? Sponsors 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 sponsors, and we thank you for that. Let's go to the phonies there, buddy. David Crum, the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency officer. Good afternoon, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing just fine, Tom. How are you doing today?
Just fine, sir. 3 topics. We'll jump right in and go. Our topic number 1 is turkey hunting in the spring of 2015 here in Tennessee. Tell us about it.
Spring turkey season is in full force, full swing, I guess you could say. The turkeys are out gobbling their heads off, looking for hens, and the hunters have been after them during the decent weather. Even some turkey hunters like to get out during the rain. So it's been a really good, successful season so far. We've had a lot of successful hunters turning out in the woods, and according to the checking, we're on a really good pace this year for the harvest as far as that goes. The turkey season in Tennessee goes from April 4th to May 17th. That's a really long season. Keep in mind there are some regulations that you need to know about turkey hunting. One of the big things that we'll talk in a little bit about is bait when we start talking about poaching. But also you need to be sure and be careful while you're out there turkey hunting. Some turkey hunting safety tips, as we've talked before, Tom, do not wear red, white, or blue. And TWRA advises not to use the new type of technique called fanning, where somebody walks up and puts a turkey tail fan in front of them and tries to stalk a turkey. That can be very dangerous. It can result in a really bad incident. So we advise not to do that. If you want to check for the regulations, you can go to tnwildlife.org. That's tnwildlife.org.
We're talking to our buddy David Crum, the TWRA. So the turkey hunt is up and running. How long does the turkey hunt run as far as the season here in the spring?
Season goes up through May 17th of this year, so it's actually quite some time. We've got a little over another month left. And
you're telling me what you're hearing so far, there's a pretty good, I guess, crop, for lack of a better term, of turkeys this year?
Pretty good flock of turkeys. Yes, there's quite a few turkeys out there. We have last year we had probably one of the best food crops that we've had, or mass crops that we've had in 15, 20 years. So there's plenty of food out there for the birds to eat. Of course, they're out and about picking bugs out of the fields right now, trying to get their protein built up. And they're also out, of course, the gobblers are chasing the hens. So it's a really good time to get out and enjoy what the good Lord above is providing for us here in East Tennessee.
So it's not a crop of turkeys, but a flock of turkeys. That's a Sasquatch term for you. I'm sorry about that. I didn't do well.
You know, Tom, I thought about you the other day when I was flipping channels, and I think Survivor Man, Lex Stroud's now got a thing trying to find Sasquatch. I thought about you the other day.
Well, that's sweet of you, Crum. I appreciate you thinking about me when we weren't talking. That's good. That's kind. I like that. We're talking.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I think about you off and on, you know. Well, never mind.
There you go. Let it go. Just let it go.
Just turn and walk away.
Before I hit the kill button on the phone, just let it go. Let's talk about poaching. Let's switch gears. And this is my buddy David Crum. Again, tell us about poaching from the TWRA.
Well, Thomas, we've talked several times. There are 18 officers covering 10 counties in Upper East Tennessee, going from Jefferson County up through Sullivan and Johnson counties. Jefferson and Cott County up through Sullivan and Johnson, all of the mountains of Upper East Tennessee and all the public land and the private land also, the woods and the waterways. And we ask for the concerned sportsmen and concerned citizens to be our eyes and ears. If you know of something that we need to be made aware of, please feel free to give us a call on the poaching hotline and leave a message with the dispatcher and get the information out. The information stays anonymous. That poaching hotline is 1-800-831-1174. That's 1-800-831-1174. Again, the poaching hotline is there to be used not for information purposes, but to report potential violations. You may have a small piece of the puzzle that might be able to solve a big case. So we ask the public to give us some input on helping solve some of these cases, because poachers are nothing but thieves. They steal from current and future generations, and they hinder the wildlife management of the state of Tennessee. So we appreciate your calls and information.
Talking to David Crum, the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency officer. Last but not least, some public input for fishing. Tell us about that, would you please?
TWRA is welcoming comments for its 2016 fishing regulations. It's an opportunity for the public to share ideas and concerns about fishing regulations with the TWRA staff. The public comments will be considered by the Fisheries Division and possibility to make their way into proposals going into the Commission. You can mail the comments to the Fisheries Management Division in Nashville, or you can email it to twra.comment@tn.gov. Please include fish comments in the subject line. And what this input is, it comes from the sportsmen, it comes from the public going into TWRA and we take these into consideration when doing management practices for the fisheries across the state of Tennessee. Once again, that will be for the 2016 fishing regulations. So if you have some input, pick up the phone, or mail it, or go online and send it in.
Just that easy. Again, give us that online address again, would you please?
That will be twra.comment@tn.gov.
Last but not least, again, the warm weather we've got already here in April, I would assume there's more traffic of boats out on the waterways of Tennessee. Is that true?
Boating has already started picking up. Bear movement's already started picking up, so it's already been, with the warmer temperatures, the spring is starting to get in full swing so far. Of course, with Boone Lake water levels being down, I want to advise people to be careful out on Boone Lake because there's some more water hazards out there that people are not familiar with. But it is a good time to go out and enjoy in the warmer weather the lakes and rivers that we have around us.
Great report, my friend. We'll be back with you on a regular stop next Thursday. Appreciate you very much. Enjoy the rest of this week. Beautiful weather the good Lord's given us. And, hey, we'll talk to you next week, all right?
Sounds good, Tom. Remember, folks, get your kids hooked on hunting and fishing, and you don't have to worry as much about them getting hooked on other things. And safe boating saves lives.
Safe boating saves lives, my buddy David Crum. Have a great week, my friend. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Tom. You take care. And while you're out there at the track, be sure you keep that big noggin of yours covered up because we may have a little rain coming in on this East Tennessee.
All right.
The weather rock says that it might be a little wet this weekend.
We'll slather some Blue Lizard all across my forehead to keep my noggin from getting burned, all right?
There you go. You do that. You take care of yourself, Tom. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, there's our buddy David Crum, the Tennessee Wildlife Resource Agency officer. We'll slather on some Blue Lizard. Compliments of the good folks at Max Medicine Mart, one of our great sponsors. Good way to segue right into that. Then we're going to hear from Dale Earnhardt Jr. Blue Lizard sensitive. They got that, and also for baby, for the little people. But, again, this is sensitive. The cap turns blue in the UV light, and, again, helps prevent sunburn and photo damage caused by UVA, UVB exposure. Higher SPF, which would be, in this case, 30+. The higher SPF gives more sunburn protection, and so this is made in Johnson City at Crown Laboratories. Blue Lizard, the Australian sunscreen. And this is sensitive, and this is for sensitive skin. Dermatologists recommend it, and they sell the whiz out of this, of course, at the great place we always like promoting, Max Medicine Mart in Kingsport. Make tracks to Max, and you do. And again, reapply to dry skin at least every 2 hours. Use a water-resistant sunscreen, which they have if you're swimming or sweating. Again, the Blue Lizard Australian sunscreen, sensitive, and for babies. They have two different types right now that they have in stock. Again, at Max Medicine Mart, make tracks to Max, as we said. Now, as promised earlier in the show, we caught up with a young man who had a pretty good run down in Texas over the weekend, Dale Earnhardt Jr. And so the question we posed was, if you're not a Hendrick driver or a Stuart Haas driver right now, do you have a chance to win? And Junior said this.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm glad I'm driving them. And we go to Bristol next, so I guess that's a better opportunity for me because my name's not Jimmy and my name ain't Kevin. It's, our cars are really good. Our motors are amazing. I'll be honest. I mean, I've been a lot more competitive over the last couple of years. We got a lot of, great people working at that organization, but my resurgence, or whatever you want to call it, is mainly due to how good the cars are, how fast the cars are, how well prepared we are, how much work we do. We do a lot of work. It ain't, just you put in a lot of work, and there's some other guys out there that show speed, and Harvick, them guys are unstoppable right now. I was surprised he didn't win tonight, but, he's at Texas, and Jimmy's very strong here, so it could have been either one of them. But, yeah, Jimmy's a six-time champion. He's got a hell of a resume. So, but I'm glad I'm where I'm at. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else because it doesn't look like them other cars are much fun to drive.
That's Dale Earnhardt Jr., so glad he's not Kevin, and glad his name's not Jimmy. Glad his name's Dale Earnhardt Jr., currently 7th in points, coming to Bristol for the racing this week. Of course, the high banks of Bristol with the race. The Food City 500 has been changed, as we said. The Food City 500 to honor Steve Burns. Again, Food City 500 in support of Steve Burns and stand up to cancer. So you like Junior's chances this week?
Better than I did at the start of the season. I think he's got a good team. He's got a good car, and everywhere he's gone, he's shown he's strong. So I guess he's got as good a chance as anybody else.
A lot of racing information this week. It's the obvious. It's race week at Bristol. Everything, all the spotlight around the world is spotted and shown right here. All 50 states and 19 countries will be represented at Bristol Motor Speedway this week, with race fans bringing in those tickets and buying those tickets. So I'm bringing them in to cross into the gates to get into the stands, I guess I should say. So if you'd like to get tickets, you still can. That $149 season ticket, really can't go wrong with that one. You have 3 days, again, this Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and then 2 days in August on Friday and Saturday for $149. Can't beat it. And then that also puts you in the running to put down a deposit, get the tickets for the Battle of Bristol. All you have to do is go to 423 Bristol or BristolTix.com and plunk down at $149 for a ticket. Again, a season ticket to Bristol for 3 days this weekend in April, and 2 days coming up, of course, with the night race, the Urban Tools night race at Bristol Motor Speedway. So looking forward to being up there again Thursday and Friday. Telling you again, we'll park this show for 2 days, and again, we'll pick back up with it a week from today. But we'll be here today, Monday, Tuesday, today, tomorrow, obviously, and Wednesday. Thursday and Friday we'll be at the track, along with Saturday and Sunday, and then back at the Tom Taylor Sports Show back here next Monday, revved up and ready to go. Now, our boy pitches tomorrow night. Daniel Norris on the mound against Tampa Bay tomorrow night in Toronto. And so his second start of the season. Pretty exciting stuff. And
I like his chances.
I do too. I like this guy. And he's been getting a lot of good comments from all the people in Major League Baseball, in particular the Blue Jay organization.
Yep.
Really like this kid, and we do as well. Speaking of baseball, again, that'll be tomorrow night. He'll pitch tomorrow night. We'll run down the updates on the baseball scoreboard. Got some games going on this afternoon. High school baseball tonight, got some dandies. And again, coming down the home stretch for the regular season, some very pivotal games tonight. You have Science Hill playing at Dobbins Minute. In baseball, Daniel Boone will take on Crockett in Jonesboro tonight. Virginia High at Tennessee High. Sullivan Central at Volunteer. Happy Valley at Elizabethton. You have Sullivan East at Johnson County. Sullivan South plays at Sullivan North. South Green will be battling University High at Indian Trail at 5 o'clock in Johnson City. Unaka at North Green, and Hampton at Cloudland. Starting this week in the Big Seven, on top of the leaderboard, you have Science Hill Crockett, both 6-1. The Three Rivers Conference race, Sullivan South 8-1. And in the Watauga Valley Conference, the number one team right now is North Green at 6-1. Now in softball today, see what we've got in softball. You have Dobbins Minute at Crockett, Sullivan Central at Hampton. Happy Valley's ladies play at Elizabethton. Sullivan South Lady Rebels go to North Green today. Cloudland at Mitchell County, and South Green will play at Cock County. The standings, Big Seven softball, Volunteer and Crockett on top of the leaderboard, both at 5-1. Three Rivers Conference, you have Unicoi County at 6-0. By the way, they won the Eastman Invitational over the weekend. They won that tournament and won it going away. Unicoi County, that's two tournaments. They won the one in Johnson City earlier in the season. Unicoi County right now 21-2 for the Lady Blue Devils.
Wow.
They're dynamite. And in Watauga Valley, North Green is the number one team right now in softball there with a record of 6-0. Baseball, Milligan's baseball team lost 12-2, and 10th-ranked Tennessee Wesleyan got them yesterday in the finale of the three-game weekend series. Tennessee Wesleyan remains on top of the Appalachian Athletic Conference. Milligan, stays in 5th in the conference with only 2 series left in the regular season. So they are battling for see how they can do as they get ready to play the tournament coming up very, very soon, and they'll play that tournament at Hunter Wright Stadium in Kingsport. And before we go to the break, East Tennessee State junior right-hander Griffin Craig recorded a career-high 10 strikeouts. Buccaneers unable to cap off a series sweep. VMI belted 3 home runs and defeated the Bucs 5-4 yesterday at Gray Minor Stadium. Bucs now 14-20 overall and 3-6 in the Southern Conference. Also, let's see. Again, the Buccaneers, as we said, took 2 out of 3, couldn't sweep VMI, losing yesterday 5-4. Quick break. We'll be right back with more. Again, we work our way through this Monday edition of the Tom Taylor Sports Show. And coming up, let's see. We will talk to Rob Cole from Bays Mountain Park. Also scheduled to be with us is Bob from Book Lovers Warehouse. And coming up next, Horace will pull out the final name of the ticket giveaway for this spring race, and we'll find out how that goes, who wins it. Coming up next here, as you're listening to on this Monday, the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
It's easy to buy insurance and forget about it. But the more you learn about your coverage, the more gaps you might find. Like how you thought you were covered for this.
Check it out, Mom.
When you're really only covered for this. Or how you figured you're covered for this when you're actually paying for this. You might be surprised at what's hiding in your coverage. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
See what might be hiding in your coverage at farmers.com/gaps.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
It's not just a race, it's the place. A place to set up a tent, park the RV, and start emptying the cooler. A place to fire up the grill in the Tennessee hills and take in the best short track racing in NASCAR. The place is the last great Coliseum, Bristol Motor Speedway. Hope you'll join us on April 19th for the Food City 500. Call 423-BRISTOL or visit bristoltix.com. It's not just a place.
It's Bristol, baby!
This is where I would ask, as he usually asks, did you take your finger and hit the right button?
I did not.
That's what you normally say to me. But we didn't today. So
we're
yeah.
all human. We're all human.
Yeah, that's what I keep telling you when you scream at me. It's like, we're all human. So, and I don't like the tone of your voice. He said, did you hit the right button?
Well, you want me to do a big league update, so I had the wrong screen up, too.
Gotcha. So, would you, now that we have the correct screen, before we talk about Larry Kaiser, would you please go ahead and give us a big league update on Major League Baseball?
We got 2 games going on right now. We got Philadelphia at New York, and that's a scoreless game, and it's in the bottom of the 4th. And you have Detroit at Pittsburgh. And Lance, my friend, Pittsburgh is up 1-0 in the middle of the 3rd, getting ready to go in the bottom of the 3rd. Pittsburgh's coming up to bat.
Got a buddy, Lance Denny, who's from Johnson City, works in Elizabeth, and a huge Pirates fan, and we just pray for him because he told me the other day.
Nobody's perfect.
No, what did he tell me? They're not starting out real well. They are 2-4. So
yeah.
Anyway, that's the latest, the big league update. The Redlegs play tonight, Cincinnati and Wrigley to battle the Cubbies. I like that one. Like my chances against the Cubbies because it's the Cubbies. Mike Leake against John Lester. And then we head to the Busch Stadium this weekend, which, as we said earlier, is a whole nother story. Now, Larry Kaiser, Nationwide Insurance. Oh, by the way, pick us. You reached down in there.
Yeah, I did.
Got us our final winner. Who wins the tickets?
Doug Tittle from Johnson City, Tennessee.
Doug Tittle from old Johnston City. Doug's in. He won himself a pair of tickets going to the race on Saturday. The doubleheader for the Drive to Stop Diabetes 300 and the Pit Light 125. So congratulations to Doug Tittle. Is that right?
Yep.
Tittle of Johnson City. So Horace pulls his name, and he's in. He's going to Bristol, baby. Now, the thought for the day from Larry Kaiser, Nationwide Insurance. The athlete or the person who says that something cannot be done should never interrupt the one who's doing it. I like it. The person who says that something cannot be done should never interrupt the one who is doing it. And so we appreciate them very, very, very much. And, again, that'd be Larry Kaiser, Nationwide Insurance, the Big Easy, at 282-1389. He's a big John Wayne fan. He gave me a list of John Wayne quotes I'm going to be using. And he also watches a show, Leroy Jethro Gibbs. Do you know the name of that show?
No.
Oh, gosh. gosh, what is it? And he gave me some quotes of it too.
Now I am a Wayne fan. I am the big Duke man. I'm a big strong fan of him.
What is Leroy Jethro Gibbs? What's the name of the show? Oh, NCIS.
Oh,
you ever watch it?
No, I don't.
No, never. I have no clue
I'm
what
not
it
a
means.
major network kind of guy.
No, me either. Don't watch too much TV. So, in fact, it's kind of scary. I got to thinking last week. I didn't have TV on one time last week, not once. Just doesn't
It's
do.
on every day at my house.
Yeah,
every day.
Never have the thing on. So
Sports.
I've never seen. I'll get all mine off the internet. NCIS, get all mine off the pooter. But anyway, NCIS, Leroy Jethro Gibbs, he gave me some of his sayings to use for the thought for the day. But today, the person who says that something cannot be done should never interrupt the one who's doing it. I like that. From Larry Kaiser, Nationwide Insurance. Had lunch with him last week. He had to take off. He had to go take pictures and write quotes for 2 new homes. So very, very busy. He can help you with your homeowner's insurance at 282-1389. If you rent, he can help you with that as well at 282-1389. Excuse me, our buddy Larry Kaiser from Larry Kaiser Nationwide Insurance. Nationwide is on your side. Now, love apparently is in the air in NASCAR world. What's going on?
Well, before the race Saturday evening, Darrell Waltrip, that's who it was. Darrell Waltrip was interviewing old Danica Patrick, and he posed the question to her about whether or not she and Ricky were serious about one another, and basically she came right out and said, well, if he asked me to marry him, I'd say yes.
Reckon she loves him.
I wouldn't marry him if he did.
I believe she loves him. Ain't that nice? Isn't that syrupy and sweet? Danica's loving Ricky Jr. said she'd marry him if he would ask her. So the question is, will he marry her? Or will he ask? Why wouldn't he, I guess?
I mean, why hasn't he done it already since,
been a while since they've started courting.
I mean, it was right out there before the race.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody in the world knows now that if he asks her, she's going to say yes.
Yeah. Wouldn't that be cool if he came up and proposed to her at Bristol or something out of the blue? Really?
I would have done it on the track, racing around the track. Excuse me, honey, I need you to get by me so I can ask you a question.
Yeah, or bump her into the wall. When she gets out mad, say, get down on his knees and say, honey, will you marry me? Maybe that's what next time he wrecks her, if he ever wreck, he can use that. And when she comes out of there smoking mad, he'd jump out and drop down the knees and say, honey, you marry me. That may diffuse her a little bit. So that'd be cool.
I don't know. That might make it a lot bigger fuse, too.
Yeah, that's true. Good point. That'd be neat. One of these tracks, maybe be Bristol, where Stenhouse will propose to her. But she said if he does, he'll marry her. I mean, she'll marry him, brother. Yeah. That's pretty cool. Love is in the air at NASCAR. Oh, and that's sweet.
It just feels so
Oh, it's syrupy.
A little touchy-feely.
Lordy have mercy. Syrupy, touchy-feely. Woo. All right. So
let's get off of that.
Yeah, really. Let's move on. What else is going on? Tell me about Lou Holtz.
Oh, Lou Holtz is leaving ESPN.
Lou Holtz is departing. Any reasons why?
Yes. Well, let me go down here and take a look at this.
Thank you.
He's been a regular on the Contributor Network since 2004. In an email, let's see here.
He's been on there for 11 years. Wow, I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
2004, Lou Holtz. Huh.
He said he had told 247 Sports, another site, that he would probably likely retire after the 2014 football season. So if that's true to form, then, yeah, he's gone.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
He said, this is my 5th last year.
So he keeps hanging, right?
He keeps hanging.
Keeps hanging, yeah. I like it. So, anyway, he's moving on, Lou Holtz. I would think somebody else pick him up. Guy's pretty personable, and I know he would get in there sometimes and duke it out pretty good with some of those other guys would argue with him, and he'd stand his ground with them. So
yeah, I don't know. Yeah, ESPN is a perfect spot for him. Would he go somewhere else? I mean, he may just flat out retire. This may be it.
Yeah, maybe it. Who's what, 78 is what you said?
He's up there, yeah.
I think you said 78 earlier.
Yeah, he's 78-year-old Lou Holtz.
Yep, Lou Holtz, 78, stepping away from ESPN. One of our sponsors here is the great folks from Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics. Will's going to be with us one day this week. And so one of the things he can help you with are braces. Now, if you have, knee brace, the need for an ankle brace, a wrist brace, a shoulder brace, they can help you with that. Also, fracture braces. If you fractured a foot, an arm, maybe a back, a leg, an ankle, even a neck, they can help you with that as well. Again, at Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, if you need to brace it, as we're talking about, or replace it, again, they can do it. They've been doing it for 30 years. And, of course, we always tell you the really cool part of these folks, 39 years, 4 locations, and 1 family. 1-800-524-4447. is the number to call. 1-800-524-4447 will be one of our great sponsors on Bristol Live coming up later this week. You know, again, one just never knows. I know somebody just since the last time we did the show stepped off the sidewalk running the lawnmower and stepped up on the sidewalk as he's mowing close to the sidewalk, stepped back off, rolled an ankle. Next thing you know, it swelled up twice the size of a normal. Had to go get him a brace. And so athletic braces and fracture braces are certainly something they move a lot of. Again, at the 4 locations at Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics. And 1-800-524-4447 is the number to call. We appreciate them very, very much. Again, our buddy Will Graybill and the great sponsorship, again, from Bristol O&P. So there you go. It is at the bottom of the hour. Quick break. We'll come right back. Check in with our buddy Rob Coe. Also due to join us, Bob from Book Lovers Warehouse in Johnson City on this Monday, April the 13th. We're getting ready to go racing again today. Last little bit of this show, then tomorrow, and then Wednesday. Then we'll switch gears for 2 days at the end of this week and move everything to Bristol Live again on Turn 3 of the last great Coliseum at Bristol Motor Speedway. And we'll be ready to do the Bristol Live show brought to you by our title sponsors, Food City and CenturyLink, coming up again starting on Thursday and Friday and Saturday and Sunday. Rob Cole joins us next. See what's happening at Bays Mountain Park on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
Your life is always changing. You never know what shape it will take, or how your financial needs might change. But if we talk about your investments and how they can provide for you and your family, the future becomes clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. Let's start a conversation today.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
At Farmers, we make you smarter about your insurance because what you don't know can hurt you. What if you didn't know that home insurance can keep your stuff covered even when it's not at home? Or that collisions with wildlife on the road may not be covered? And what if you didn't know you could be liable for any accidents on your property? The more you know, the better you can plan for what's ahead. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
Hey, Diet Mountain Dew driver Dale Earnhardt Jr. here. On April 19th, I'll be racing at Bristol Motor Speedway in the Food City 500. Tickets start at just $64, so call 423-BRISTOL or visit bristoltix.com today to see me and my Diet Mountain Dew team in Bristol. It's Bristol, baby.
Waiting on the call back from our buddy Rob Cole from Bays Mountain Park. Again, on this Monday, let's set the baseball standings. We start into action today. We'll get another update from Horace on the baseball standings. Look like this heading into the first full week of Major League Baseball. The Braves 5-0.
We gave them.
We trashed them for 2 days, and they're 5-0. I don't think it's going to last, but they're 5-0. So they're on top of the East. Then you have, let's see, Central Division, the Red Legs. It says they're 4-1. This is not right. This is the wrong.
They're 4-2.
4-2. So they got a typo here. Let's go with this one. Probably a little bit better. Atlanta is 5-1. Cincinnati is 4-2, leading the Central. Colorado and San Diego. I'm sorry, Colorado leading the West. They're 4-2. In the American League Eastern Division, Boston and Toronto, the Blue Jays. Did you tell me you ordered a pennant?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, good job. Thank you. That was your homework
Got me
assignment.
A cap too.
You got a Toronto Blue Jay cap?
Yep, coming in. Be here probably by the end of the week.
So you got the pennant, but you didn't get me a cap. You got a cap and a pennant for the show and a cap
you
for
didn't
you.
ask for a cap.
Well, okay. I thought maybe it'd just be I didn't realize you were going to buy a cap. I thought it was a kind gesture that you would have picked me up a cap. So.
Well, we can take a cap and just hang it in here.
No, it's your cap. I wouldn't wear it now or use it if you gave it to me. No, I thought it was I think it was a whole.
You got to be specific.
I asked for a pennant, but I didn't know you were going to order some other merchandise of the Blue Jays.
I'll tell you what, once you buy me my lunch after the Reds win a game, I'll feel sorry for you and I'll go get you a cap. How's that?
Here we go. Working the angles, my boy Horace. I got you. Central Division, Detroit and Kansas City both 6-0. And in the West, it's a division of mediocrity right now. The best team out there is only 3-3, Houston and Seattle. See, Houston did what the Braves did a couple of years ago. They just cleaned house, and they're still paying for it. They're a 3-3 team that leads the Western Division, which is pitiful. So baseball later on today, we'll let him give you the updates. Later on today, Washington at Boston, Milwaukee at St. Louis, Colorado at San Francisco. Tonight, the Braves hosting Miami. Again, Arizona at San Diego, and the Padres, or rather the Dodgers, hosting Seattle. Reds, Mike Leake on the mound against John Lester, 8:05 first pitch tonight from Chicago. Now, in the American League, your schedule for today. Kansas City at Minnesota. The Yankees will be at Baltimore. Tampa Bay at Toronto. Tomorrow night, R.A. Dickey pitches tonight for the Blue Jays, also a Tennessee native. Tomorrow night, Daniel Norris on the hill for Toronto and a 7:05 first pitch from Toronto. Angels at Texas tonight. Oakland at Houston and Seattle at L.A. and Dodger Stadium, as we said, interleague play. To battle the Los Angeles Dodgers. So that's what's going on in Major League Baseball for today. Let's again set the table for baseball today. Got some big baseball games coming up. None bigger, I guess, than at J. Fred Johnson Stadium. Went and watched the first one, Science Hill and DB. So make sure I get this right. It was a tie game, bottom of the seventh. No, I'm sorry. DB was, rather, Science Hill, home team in Cardinal Park. They were down a run, bottom of the seventh, the first time they met. And they scored to tie it up. Then they walked four in a row to load the – or no, walked in a run. That's right. Tied up. Bases loaded, one out. Yeah, the receiver – listen to me, the reliever for Dobbins wins Monday. The reliever for DB, pick-off play down to third base, threw it past the third baseman, down the left field line. Kid jumps up the runner, races home, E1, game over, throwing error, Dobbins minute. That was the first time out at Cardinal Park. Now the same two play tonight at J. Fred at 6 o'clock. Man, what a beautiful day for baseball, too. Boone plays at Crockett today. Virginia High at Tennessee High. So there's three big rivalry games there. Science Hill, Dobbins minute, Daniel Boone and Crockett, and Virginia High and Tennessee High. Sullivan Central plays at Volunteer tonight. Elizabeth and hosting Happy Valley. Sullivan East at Johnson County. Sullivan South plays at Sullivan North today. South Green battles University High at Indian Trail Middle School in Johnson City. Unaka at North Green. And Hampton at Cloudland. Baseball big leagues. Alex Rodriguez, pretty good start for the Yankees. Are you surprised?
Batting-wise, he's done better than I thought he would. Now, I think he got his first start at first base. Was it yesterday or the day before? But didn't do so well. Had an error and just didn't look comfortable out there on first base.
So that's kind of saving the legs, too, putting him at first base to get him to hang around for a while. So,
but Dino struck him out twice.
Really?
Yeah. He got a homer off of him, too.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
you're right. Forgot about
twice.
that. I was looking at the Reds update. They've sent Homer Bailey to Louisville for a rehab assignment. That's not good. So he apparently is not going to be ready to go. I thought talk was he'd be ready to go for the St. Louis series this weekend, but they've sent him to Louisville, the AAA affiliate for the Reds, for a rehab assignment, which is probably not a good thing.
No, he's got to work on some stuff, evidently. So.
Need him in the starting rotation. It's not going to happen anytime soon for the Cincinnati Reds, who'll get swept this weekend.
No,
by the,
they're going to win one.
No.
Yes, they are.
Nah.
They're going to win two.
Not going to sweep them. I mean, they're not going to. No, they'll get swept by the Cardinals this weekend. Unicoi County softball team, the Eastman Invitational, again winning the Eastman Invitational, great tournament, and again they defeat Greenville 3-1 to win it all again for the Eastman Invitational Championship for Grady Lingerfeld and the Lady Blue Devils of Unicoi County, 21-2 right now. That's pretty strong.
It is,
as they say, and that's good. That's going to be a team to be reckoned with again heading down the stretch for postseason play. Let's see. We've got a run coming up this weekend. A couple of runs, as a matter of fact. we have the Laurel Run Ascent, 11-mile trail race from Laurel Run Park in Churchill. If you're interested in that one, you can call Mark Skelton at 272, and that would be 4812 is the number to call. 272-4812. Also, the second annual Lee County Walk for Autism 5K. A walk run on Saturday at Jonesville, Virginia Middle School is where that one's going to be. Go to the website and type in and get more at Lee County Walk for Autism at gmail.com. There's a couple of road races to take in this week. Again, if you're going to be out and about and are interested in doing those kind of things. And let's see, did you get your boat out this weekend?
No, I did not.
No. When are we going to go out on the boat?
Well, I don't know. You got to get this race over with.
Yeah, we got racing this week. But after that, when can we get out? Can we get out on the boat anytime soon? I'd love to do it.
We need to take it. I need to take it somewhere and make sure it still starts up. It should.
Yeah. Well, that would be a key component that the thing would start right. So start it off.
We may have to take it up to Watauga and just dump it in the water and just cruise around a while.
Can we do like a picnic basket? So.
You want me to go on a picnic with you?
Yeah, get us some fried chicken. Well, no, just get some chicken, go in the boat, go across the water there.
Is Mrs. V coming along?
I don't care if she can come if she wants to.
Well, if she does, I'll put you up on an island and we're going to go somewhere.
Or leave me with the boat and you guys go to the island. You can do it that way, too. Oh! All right, after 30 years. So, how fast can we get our boat across the water, by the way? How fast you had it going?
Oh, I don't know. With me in it and you in it.
Yeah, girth.
There's a full tank of gas, it'd be pushing to get it to 60.
Really?
Yeah.
You think our weight would hold it back a little bit?
Oh, yeah. It's a heavy boat. It's a big boat. It's got 200 on the back of it, but it's still.
Our weight would slow it down a little bit, you think?
Oh, yeah. You lighten it up and put just a little enough, quarter tank of gas in there in one person, you're pushing 62, 63.
Wow.
So, but I'm not a 70-mile-an-hour bass boat kind of guy.
No.
I'm not fishing tournaments where I got to get there fast. I just get out there and go where I want to go. So.
Yeah. Now, have we fished off this? It's just for recreational purposes? Or
no, it's a fishing boat.
You take it fishing?
It's a fishing boat.
I didn't know. Okay.
Big.
There's a difference?
There's a difference.
Okay. Well, what's the name of the boats that go flying? It looks like a cigar flying across the water. That's not what we're talking about.
A cigar?
It looks like shaped like a cigar. It's real sleek and slender and like a rocket ship.
Beats me.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you've seen them before. They got them out of Boone Lake all the time.
They're not fishing boats. They're sport boats, I guess.
Sport boats. There we go. So this is a bass boat, a pontoon.
This is a bass boat, big guy.
Okay. So we got a bass boat that goes 62. And if you and I are on there with a bucket of chicken, it slows down.
Just short of 21 foot long, big wide girth. It's it's got a big old flat deck on the front of it.
Nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So now, do we have to get it ready to go boating? Because I can help you. Do we need to wax it or wash it?
Oh, it's ready to go now.
Okay. So I don't need to bring anything over there to help you get it ready.
You're just baiting me, man. I know what you're doing. It's the Sheila Fay, by the way. That's the name of my boat.
Oh, well, why am I baiting you? I'm just asking about your boat.
I don't know. You just get me going.
Yeah. Well, I'm just trying to see if we can get out on the water.
I just can't see you in a bass boat.
Why?
I don't know.
I'd love to drive. Does it have a steering wheel?
It's got a steering wheel and a gas pedal.
Okay.
Really? It's called a hot foot.
Now, what's the little boat called that has a little thing on the back of the motor and you move the motor with a little stick? What's that called on the back of a boat? What's the problem? Why's your face red?
That's just a John boat with an outboard motor.
Okay. If it's a stupid question, I'm the one that said it, so I guess the joke's on me. But you're laughing. Your face is red.
Well, I'm just sitting there going, I just can't believe you asked that question.
What's the little boat? The little motor's got a little stick on it. That's a John boat with a trolling motor.
A trolling motor?
Yeah.
That's not an engine. That's just, I tell you.
He's going to say, you've led what kind of a life?
Oh.
A sheltered life. So that is a little trolling. That is a little boat with a motor on with a little stick, and that's called a what? John boat.
It could be any kind of boat.
Well, I mean, a little thing, but just kind of putters along. Doesn't get very fast.
Putter. It's electric. Trolling motors don't have engines.
Okay. Well, yeah, because I've seen these guys do this out on the lake.
That's an outboard engine, and give me a break.
I've got him so flustered. I'm just asking questions. I do that for a living. I'm paid to ask questions. So, anyway, the Sheila Fay is ready to go if we want to launch it into the water. I'll get the chicken and a tater salad if you want to take me out on the water. Where would you – See, here's the best part. I've sitting there baited him for 2 – he has yet to say, let's go do it. So, I guess what you're trying to tell me, it ain't going to happen because you've not jumped out and said, yeah, Tom, let's go do that. That'd be a good idea.
Taking my co-host out on the lake for a picnic on my bass boat just doesn't sound like it's an appropriate thing to do.
Okay. Well, moving right along. Let's go ahead and put this over here, and we'll set this aside. And it's very obvious that I need to go get my own pontoon boat with a what
now,
do you call
you are a pontoon boat kind of guy.
Yeah,
you are. I can see you.
And that's a houseboat, right? Houseboat and pontoon boat's two different things.
Two different things.
Oh.
Houseboats may be sitting on pontoons, but that's not.
Oh, wait a minute. What is a pontoon boat then?
You got two big old pontoons that the deck sits on, and you got a cover,
right,
with an outboard engine, and you just puddle around the lake.
That's what I'm talking about.
There you go.
Yeah, just waving at people going real slow, and it has like a little handrail on it and all that. That's what I'm wanting right there.
That's not a houseboat.
That's not what you have.
No, that's not what I have.
No, you have a pontoon boat, and you have a fishing boat. Never mind. Tomorrow he'll bring pictures. Tomorrow he'll bring pictures. Tom, this is a pontoon boat.
I'm going to show you a picture of a pontoon boat, and I'll show you a picture of mine.
Okay. Well, I've seen yours. I've seen it in the driveway. So.
Well, how can you say that's a pontoon
boat? I don't know. I don't get out. I don't fish much. I don't get out much. Okay. Well, we're moving right along here. That's been a total confusion over there.
Yeah, we just wasted 15 minutes
That's all right.
talking about boats.
That's okay. But I'm not any more clear about it than I was before. So. Now, when you go fishing, what kind of bait do you use? Night crawlers or crickets or corn? What do you use for bait?
What are you fishing for?
I don't know. I just want to ride around the boat and eat chicken. I don't care if we fish or not. But
then why ask the question?
Well, when you go fishing.
I use artificial baits.
When you and Stout go fishing, whoever you go, or Hosey, use artificial bait.
Yeah.
That would be crankbait. Is that an artificial bait?
Baits.
Okay. Lizards.
Soft baits.
Plastic lizards.
Yeah. Plastic worms.
Okay. Plastic flies.
Spinner baits. Poppers.
I always thought it'd be a name of a good rock and roll band. Don't you think? In concert, Spinnerbait. I like that. All right. So he sat over and shook his head at me for the last 10 minutes. I thought these questions were of good value, and I'm trying to learn things.
You're just getting me going. I know what you're doing.
All right. Let's see. Life has its twists and turns, which makes it hard to predict your financial needs. We talk about savings. The future becomes much more clear. At Wells Fargo Advisors, we believe conversation leads to financial clarity. So start a conversation today with our buddies Jeff Bedford, Tim Colvin. What's the biggest fish you ever caught?
I don't know.
Okay.
4 or 5 pound bass.
Okay, it just popped in my brain.
Yeah.
This has really got you bothered over here. Your face is
we're
being
going in totally another direction.
Oh, I just had a brain.
This
is a brain surge.
Actually, biggest fish is probably a big old catfish. But yeah.
What about a striped walleye? You ever caught one of those?
Well, there's stripers and there's walleyes.
But there ain't
I'm not sure there's a combination.
There's not a striper walleye? There's not one?
I've never heard of one.
Oh, I thought there was a striper. What about
there's white bass, striped bass.
What about let's see. Well, somebody send me something here. Okay. So it's not a striped walleye.
I've never heard of a striped walleye.
Okay. I'm going to check. I think there is one. I'm going to check on that.
Well, there may be, but I've not seen one around here. There's a walleye at Watauga, but I've never seen a striped one.
Thank you. Jeff Bedford, Tim Colvin, Greg Taylor. What would you fish for the walleye to catch? Crankbait?
I have no idea.
I think it'd be a great rock and roll band in concert.
I think they use
Leonard Skinner and Crankbait. Jeff Bedford, Tim Colvin, Greg Taylor, Natalie Wells. Their new location in the corner of Center and Shelby Streets in downtown Kingsport. Wells Fargo Advisors. Together we'll go far, but not in his boat. Ho! Wells Fargo Advisors, Financial Network, LLC, member SIPC. Would Hosey take me fishing? Hosey would, wouldn't he? He's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I could.
Hosey take anybody fishing.
No,
I'll take you fishing.
No, you won't.
Yes, I will.
No, now you're feeling bad about it.
I've offered before, and you just kind of blew it off. Now
I want to go. Bucket of chicken, some tater salad. I'm ready to go, and a Diet Dew 2-liter.
All right.
Now, what kind of boat's Hosey got?
I have no idea.
Oh, so we'll just ride yours.
Yeah.
But we'll put gas. If I have to fill it up, what's it going to cost me to fill up your tank of gas?
Well, I've got a 72-gallon tank.
I don't know what that it
means.
Takes regular gas, like regular
gas.
Unleaded?
I usually put high test in mine.
I'm sure you did. Somehow I knew that. So, high test gas, 72 gallons. So, where's my Casio calculator. How much gas
I've
right
never
now?
had 72 gallons in my tank.
Now, okay, so if I fill it up or get close to it, let's go $2.15 a gallon times if I put 50 gallons in it.
Oh, you're not going to put. We don't need that much.
Okay,
20 gallons.
215 times 20 gallons. I'll pop in the Horace machine. $43. Put gas in to go get to eat chicken and tater salad and Diet Dew, and try and go after striped walleye.
It's going to be more than 215, by the way. It's high test.
Up on Sugar Lake. What?
It's high test, not regular. So it's
regular's 205. So.
Oh well.
So
no,
high test be 215.
This
be
guy
close.
jumped up over the weekend, big guy.
No, I just passed him today. It's 205. I'm sorry, I take it was 209 at Food City in Colonial Heights.
Okay.
So you're gonna be what? What's high test?
Probably 220 something.
220. That's a good number. That's apropos. 220. What we're dealing with here today. 220 times 20. It's gonna cost me to fill up your $44. Fill up your Sheila V. To go.
Sheila Faye.
Sheila Faye. To get
so
a bucket.
You're even.
It's a train wreck over here.
Just go,
bucket of chicken, tater salad, and Diet Dew for $44 to get it filled up to go.
I think you need to ask Bob Colletti if he's got any books on fishing.
Oh, I got to call him.
Yeah.
I need to call him right now. I'm glad you mentioned that. I have tarried here. We'll take a quick break. We'll check in with Bob from Book Lovers Warehouse, see if he's got any boating books on how to catch striped walleye. Coming up next year on the Tom Taylor Sports Show.
From the driveways where your kids play basketball and ride their bicycles, to the parking lots at your local church or grocery store, Bracken Paving is an important part of many neighborhoods in our area. No matter how large or how small the job, Bracken strives for excellence in every service they provide. It's a foundation for a strong community. Discover the difference at Bracken Paving and Asphalt Maintenance. Give us a call or visit us online at brackenpaving.com.
At FCA, we're touching millions one heart at a time. Since 1954, the Fellowship of Christian Athletes has been putting the heart and soul in sports by challenging athletes and coaches to impact the world for Jesus Christ. As the largest sports ministry in the world, FCA now reaches over 2 million people annually on the professional, college, high school, junior high, and youth levels. Through this shared passion for athletics and faith, lives are changed, one heart at a time. Learn more at fca.org.
At Farmers, we make you smarter about your insurance because what you don't know can hurt you. What if you didn't know that home insurance can keep your stuff covered even when it's not at home? Or that collisions with wildlife on the road may not be covered? And what if you didn't know you could be liable for any accidents on your property? The more you know, the better you can plan for what's ahead. Talk to Farmers and get smarter about your insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum.
It's not just a race, it's the place. A place to set up a tent, park the RV, and start emptying the cooler. A place to fire up the grill in the Tennessee hills and take in the best short track racing in NASCAR. The place is the last great Coliseum, Bristol Motor Speedway. Hope you'll join us on April 19th for the Food City 500. Call 423-BRISTOL or visit bristoltix.com. It's not just a place.
It's Bristol, baby!
Back with the Tom Taylor Sports Show this Monday, our 46th day together. Again, up to 13 sponsors. We love that, and one of those being our good friend Bob from Book Lovers Warehouse in Johnson City. Good afternoon, sir. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing good. I have no idea why. It must be the nice weather.
Is this not beautiful weather?
Oh,
my.
This happens a couple of times a year for about a day or two.
Yeah, I love it. And back when it was 9 below, these are the kind of days you wait for me, and I'm glad we've got them. And let's talk about, before we called you, we were talking about fishing and hunting and boating, and so you've got a good section on boating and an even better section on fishing. Tell me about that.
Well, I've got a couple of bookcases full of that type of book, and I'm hoping that by doing these commercials, I'll get these people to bring some more in, because just this morning I saw one guy a couple of books on hunting and rifles, and so it's a good section. It's not a big section, but it has a lot of fishing in there, and it has a lot of hunting in there. So if that's what you're planning on doing, especially before the weather gets too hot, this is a good place to see what we got. and see if you can find something you can use, because we got a lot of it.
Talking to Bob from Book Lovers Warehouse. Again, we talked earlier in the show to David Crum, who's from the TWRA, talking about the spring turkey hunting season going on now through mid-May. So he has a hunting section. Go check out books at Book Lovers Warehouse. And as you heard him say, a good section on fishing as well. Bob, let's jump in and talk a little gardening. Again, you talk about self-sustaining and how we should be growing our own, and you got a great gardening section. Tell us about that.
Well, let me just say I went shopping at one of those big stores that we have around here that's really good prices, but food is not that good a price, not a lot it was a couple of years ago. And so if you got a chance to plant a garden 20 by 40 feet, you can save a couple of $1,000 on food for by the time they come up, and you can harvest it. If you want to plant a half an acre, you can probably feed you and the neighbors. But we have all kinds of books on gardening. We have containerized gardening. We got window gardening. We got indoor gardening. We got patio gardening. We got everything you can think of. So also, if you spend $25 in gardening, I'll give you a Martha Stewart 101 Basic Gardening book. It's a $24 book. I'll give it to you, part of the deal. So if you can spend $20 on it, I'll give you this Martha Stewart. I think I've got 40 of them. So I want some people to get some gardening books, and they'll get a free book out of the deal. So this would be a good way to start your springtime.
It's race weekend at Bristol Motor Speedway, obviously, and Bob's going to be one of our great sponsors of Bristol Live. We'll park this show on Thursday and Friday and be at the Speedway for the last 2 days of the week, and Bob will be there with us, again, by virtue of advertising with us. We're very excited about that. Bob, let's talk NASCAR. You've got those great coffee table books of the NASCAR stars. Tell us about that.
Well, I'm going to put them out Friday and Saturday on the table, and I'm going to put a discount on it. They're already discounted. Some of these books are $30 and $40 new, and they're $5 and $8. I'll give you 35% off of whatever you buy at NASCAR. If you've got a friend, oh no, your husband. Your husband's going to go watch the race. Your husband's going to go with his buddies to watch the race. So give him a nice NASCAR book. I've got books about the drivers. I got books about the races. I got books about the cars. So, and a lot of them are big coffee table books. And so I'll set them out front. I'll put a sale price on them. I'll have them out on Friday and Saturday.
We're talking to Bob from Book Lovers Warehouse again, Johnson City. Before I let you go, what's been big? You were there working yesterday, and what was big as far as selling yesterday at the store?
Well, interestingly enough, we've sold a lot of gardening books, and we've sold a lot of local history books, and surprisingly enough, I've sold one guy about 20 Civil War books, which is kind of a surprise to me because about 3 years ago we were selling 25, 30 a day, and there's a lot of Civil War history going on around this area. So if you're a Civil War person, if you're interested in the history of this area and the history of the Civil War, this is a good section to visit. Other than that, sports have been doing really good, and homeschool books have been really doing good. So if you're homeschooling, which a lot of people are nowadays, I've got all kinds of books, very reasonable, that will help supplement your curriculum. And so we got math and science and all kinds of things like that. So come into our homeschool section. There's a couple of chairs back there. Sit down, leaf through what you can find, and maybe you'll get a $50 or $100 book for $4 or $5, and that's what people look for back there.
Great values all throughout the store. Again, 6,000 square feet, over 200,000 titles, located right beside Harbor Freight Tools. I ran into a guy the other day, so he went down there and went through your albums again and came out with a bunch of albums. So you sell a lot of those, and those move very, very quickly. And he came up to me and said, man, that guy I heard you talking about there at that Book Lovers Warehouse, I checked him out and bought several albums. So he's got some great prices. So a little bit of everything awaits you again at Book Lovers Warehouse. They're open 7 days a week. And, Bob, what are the hours, my friend, you're open?
Okay, we open up at 10 in the morning. We stay till 7 o'clock at night. If you have time to spend at least a half an hour in the store just to see where everything is, an hour would be great. I promise I won't lock you in at night. So, which I almost did one night because somebody fell asleep in the back after reading a book. Anyway, come on in and see what we got, but leave yourself a little bit of time. It's like going to a big box store, except you don't have to walk as much. It's just got a lot of stuff in there, a lot of different titles, and I think you'll be very pleased.
There you go. Bob, great report, my friend. We'll hear all about you this week again on Thursday and Friday and Saturday and Sunday. 4 days. Bobby with us advertising the store on Bristol Live. And, hey, we'll talk to you then. Great job. Thank you, my friend. And we'll talk to you later on this week, all right?
Okay, thanks.
Yep,
Bye.
super job, our buddy Bob from Book Lovers Warehouse in Johnson City. And, again, located right beside Harbor Freight Tools on 11E between Johnson City and Jonesboro. Find the Sonic Drive-In turn right there. And, again, he will be open, as you heard him say, 7 days a week. And, again, that Sonic Drive-In on 11E, pull off there, and it's right beside, in that shopping center, right beside Harbor Freight Tools. Again, open 7 days a week. And, again, we appreciate him very much. A good section on fishing.
Yeah.
And hunting.
By the way, I looked it up on Wikipedia just for giggles. They don't know of a striped walleye.
Doesn't exist?
Doesn't exist.
I've got my wires crossed in somewhere down the line. So I could have sworn I was out one time fishing for striped walleye. So maybe.
Striped bass.
Maybe. There's no striped catfish, be striped bass, right?
Yeah.
So striped walleye ain't happening.
Well, at least according to Wikipedia, there's no such thing.
Probably know more about it than I do. I'm not very good in the fishing arena, obviously.
But I'm sure there's an old salt fisherman somewhere that says, yeah, I know what a striped walleye looks like.
Exactly.
Probably from West Virginia.
Thank you very much. Sasquatch USA. Before we get out of here, let's run down the New York Mets lead the Phillies 1-0 in the sixth, and the only other game going on right now in the bottom of the fifth, Pittsburgh leads the Detroit Tigers 2-0. So we've wrapped up this show. Back at it tomorrow. Again, we appreciate you giving us a listen and a view. And did we name the ticket winner? We did not, did we?
Yeah.
Did we?
Yeah. Doug Tittle.
So that striped walleye, chicken and tater salad, all that's got me tore up. Doug Tittle, Johnson City, our final winner of the tickets. Run down that whole list tomorrow as we're getting ready to get out of here. Our show brought to you today by Larry Kaiser, Nationwide Insurance, Bracken Asphalt Maintenance and Paving, Wells Fargo Financial Network, Bays Mountain Park, Max Medicine Mart, Cherokee Barbershop, also by Book Lovers Warehouse, our good friend Will Graybill at Bristol Orthotics and Prosthetics, Jim Klein Farmers Insurance, American Import and Auto Repair, and by Bristol Motor Speedway. Hit that music, cowboy. We're gone. We are out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours. Back on the saddle tomorrow, same time at 1 o'clock. Tonight, podcasting on Stitcher.com, Stitcher phone app, iTunes Radio, TuneIn Radio, and YouTube. There you go. Horace, see you tomorrow. Let's go fishing for some striped walleye.
All right, man.
All right. We're out of time. We sincerely thank you for yours. See you tomorrow at 1 o'clock. The Tom Taylor Sports Show. So long, everybody.